Western Illinois.
31, Illinois State 22, Alabama State 14.
And good evening and welcome to another edition of Sam Houston State Football here on Cable Channel 7. Tonight, it's the Sam Houston Bearcats taking on the Tigers of Texas Southern University. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rod Sydlik, and welcome to tonight's game. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play action of tonight's game, and alongside me, my partner, Randy McIlvoy. And Randy, we should have a very exciting game tonight.
Should be, Rod. Once again, glad to be with you. The Bearcats coming off a tough loss at the Astrodome in Houston last week against the University of Houston Cougars, and you know they played well enough to win that game, 38-34 the final. The experience, a lot of players got a lot of good experience in that ball game. Reggie Lewis, an outstanding ball game for him against the University of Houston, over 400 yards of total offense, a career best for him.
Yeah, Lewis completed 29 of 46 passes for 413 yards and 3 touchdowns. Ricky Eggleston was on the receiving end of 2 of those scoring strikes. He had 7 catches for 181 yards, and Keith Willis got 5 catches. He had 123 yards with a long of 52 that set up a touchdown. Fullback J.J. Middleton rushed for 57 yards and caught 9 passes for 30 yards and 1 touchdown. And the outstanding stat in that game, Randy, the Bearcats' total offense, 527 yards.
They last year they set a record with over 4,500 yards total offense already through 4 games. They have 1,700 total yards total offense. Not too bad. I'm looking for more of that tonight against TSU. TSU, not a bad ball club, but a team the Bearcats easily can score on, I would imagine.
I would think so. The Bearcat offense has been rolling, as we mentioned, and this should be a good opportunity for them to score a lot of points. I have a feeling that they're going to really want to come out fired up and take it right to this Texas Southern team as the Bearcats are coming off the field. Taking a look right quick at the injury report, junior defensive back John Bryan of Jasper suffered a fractured right tibia in the Houston game and is out for the season. Bryan's injury occurred on the first play from scrimmage. Bryan is the fourth defensive starter to go down in the season's first month. Senior cornerback Carl Mims broke his right femur at Montana State and was lost for the year. Defensive tackle Mike Ober and outside linebacker Tolly Royal are expected to return later in the schedule.
Let me go over the TSU offense real quick. At split end number 16, David Smith. Left tackle number 74, Kenneth Munson. Left guard number 60, Martin Flores. Robert Arnold will be the center tonight. Right guard will be Vincent Gamble, number 61. Right tackle number 68, Galen Carson. Tight end will be number 13, and also the punter, Curtis Neal. The quarterback will be number 1, Sean Cook. He has been the only quarterback, by the way, for the TSU Tigers so far in 1987. Running back will be number 14, Rudy Johnson. Fullback, number 38, Jason Johnson. And the flanker will be number 2, Brian Wiggins. You want to take a look at the offense, Rod?
Offensively, taking a look at the offense for Sam Houston State, they will come out with Reggie Lewis at quarterback, Luther Turner and J.J. Middleton, the running backs. Keith Willis is the split end, Billy Anderson, the flanker. The tight end is Ricky Eggleston. The offensive line from left to right, left tackle Jeff Bine, left guard David Elam. Tony Kuntz is the center flank by Brian White, the right guard, and Floyd George, the right tackle. Taking a look at TSU coming into tonight's game, Randy, they're 2-2. Their victories came over Prairie View A&M in their first game of the season at the Astrodome. They also defeated Alabama State 31-9 last week. So they come into tonight's game 2-2. The Tigers head coach Lionel Taylor, he's quite a story. Randy, he was an outstanding receiver with the Denver Broncos and the Houston Oilers. He played 7 seasons in Denver from 1960 to 66. And upon retirement was the American Football League's all-time leading pass catcher with 563 receptions for 7,105 yards and 51 touchdowns.
He is a good coach, Rod. He also has some NFL coaching experience along with his playing days. He was he's on the coaching staff of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles team in the NFL. And right now he stands 0-2 against Southland Conference teams. He's 0-1 versus Stephen F. Austin and 0-1 against the Bearcats of Sam Houston.
And taking a look at the Sam Houston Texas Southern Series, in '86 it was the first win in the series for the Bearcats. The Cats and Tigers have faced each other 3 times since before last year. In 1973, in the Astrodome, TSU was victorious 24-14. September the 14th, they were 74. TSU was victorious 17-15, and in 75, TSU was victorious 49-22.
Looks like TSU has won the coin flip they have elected to receive tonight, so the Bearcats will kick it off. Here at Bearcat Stadium, the crowd still filing in here. We're looking maybe 9,000 or 10,000 for tonight's ball game. Nice evening for football here in Huntsville, Texas. Kind of cool. I'm sure the players like that.
Oh, it's been real nice. Been a real nice day. A good night for football, as you mentioned. Not as warm as it has been. And remember, Randy, coming into tonight's game, the Sam Houston Bearcats have won 7 straight here since Bearcat Stadium opened at the beginning of last season, and they have won 9 straight at home. So they will be looking to extend their Bearcat Stadium home winning streak to 8 games tonight.
Jerome Heim will kick it off for the Bearcats. Back for TCU, number 28, Roland Cravey. And number 16, Davis Smith.
So as the Bearcats will be on defense first today, let's look for changes in the defensive secondary or see if they're doing anything different to maybe correct some of those problems. I heard from a scouting report earlier in the week that Coach Ron Randleman has done a few things with his special teams. As you know, the special teams played horrendous last week at the Astrodome, and Coach Ron Randleman he said he was going to make some changes, so look for some different things on special teams. So watch this kickoff and see if we may see a little bit more aggressive tackling, as there was a lot of arm tackling going on the special teams last week. Heim gets his foot into it, and the ball will go out of bounds. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty for illegal procedure. As Davis Smith last
week against the University of Houston, that was the 3rd week in a row the Bearcat special teams has allowed a punt return and or kick return. Ron Randleman was not happy at all after last week's game. He indeed will have changes.
And that really cost the Bearcats in that game, as you mentioned, Randy. They had just scored a touchdown on Ricky Eggleston pass to tie the score at 17, and then James Dixon came back and returned the ensuing kickoff, 93 yards for a touchdown. And I think that had a lot to do with taking a lot of the enthusiasm and a lot of the momentum away from the Bearcats in that football game. And as Coach Randleman said, that there's going to be some changes. There's going to be some hard-hitting and swarming tackling on the special teams. So keep an eye on this kickoff as Jerome Heim has backed it up 5 to the 30-yard line. That's where he'll kick off.
For those of you who don't know, this TSU game is a designated Southland Conference game for the Bearcats. So
kickoff is taken by Davis Smith. He'll be across the 30. Now he's got running room. He'll be across the 40. He's got running room. He may go. He's across the 30. One player with a shot at him, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Coming across for the Bearcats is number 40, Lloyd Powell. And that time, number 16, Davis Smith, takes the ball all the way down to about the 4-yard line. And it's just as we talked about special teams, the same thing happens again.
Found that hole up the middle. Looked like he would have got tackled. A couple of missed tackles in the middle by the Bearcats. Davis Smith, a good run. Gets on the outside, and he goes down to the 4-yard line. TSU, a quick opportunity to score here.
Yeah, credit Davis Smith that time, as he made some good moves as he cut away and followed his blocking well. Then found the seam in the middle as there's confusion on the field, and the TSU Tigers will call a timeout to set up their offense. He really followed his blocking well on that kickoff return, then finally found the opening across midfield and took it all the way down to the 4-yard line. So problems continue on the special teams for Sam Houston.
TSU having to call a timeout, kind of mixed up there. I guess they were in shock. First play, 15 seconds later, they're about to score.
Taking a look at the Bearcat defense, the strong end is number 59, Andre Finley. 53, Huey Blackman is the left tackle. 97, Marvin Brown at right tackle. 37, Reginald Oakes is the weak end. The middle linebacker is Roger Johnson. Weak side linebacker, Donnie Bolthauser. And the strong side linebacker is number 43, Lai Shadley. So first and goal at the 4-yard line. First play from scrimmage, I formation. Handoff goes to the first back through. That's Jason Johnson. And he is going to be stopped at the 1-yard line.
Gained them about 3 on that play. It'll be second down and 1 now for TSU.
Check it, 34, Terrence Shepard, not Johnson on that carry. So Jason Johnson is not starting in tonight's game. It'll be Rudy Johnson at number 34. So Texas Southern gets in on their second play from scrimmage, 34. That's Terrence Shepard, takes it in from 1 yard out, and the Tigers lead it 6-0.
Number 74, Kenneth Munson, good block. Put a hole there for the opportunity to score. He's a 6'3", 320-pound senior out of Fort Worth, Texas. TSU now up 6-0.
Monday Ohia will attempt the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. And with 14-17 to go here in the first quarter, it's already Texas Southern 7, the Bearcats nothing.
The Ron Randleman Show returns to Cable Channel 7 this fall. Join host Jim Dillon for first-hand reports on Sam Houston State football from head coach Ron Randleman, game highlights and player interviews. That's the Ron Randleman Show this fall on Cable Channel 7. You say you've got too much to do and not enough time to do it, or the pressures of school and your job getting too much for you to handle, then it's time for a Stress Watch. Join Cassandra Baker and her assistant Belinda Ferneda for solutions to time management and helpful tips to handle stress, only on Cable Channel 7 coming this fall. TSU up quickly 7-0, 14-17 left here in the first period.
34, Terrence Shepard with that touchdown carry of 1 yard for Texas Southern. He is a 5'11", 197-pound sophomore from San Antonio. So Ohia to kick it off. Back deep is Ricky Davis and Victor Henry. Victor Henry has it and falls down, so he'll have to take it there at the 12-yard line where the Bearcats will scrimmage 1st and 10.
Very important for the Bearcats to come back here, show them that they're not going to let down. It's easy to let down after a big game, by the way. Playing U of H last week, big atmosphere. Now coming back home and play TSU, it's kind of a letdown. I'm sure the coaches tried not to let that happen this week at practice.
Billy Anderson goes wide to the left side. Keith Willis wide to the right. J.J. Middleton is the fullback. Deep back in the eye is Luther Turner. Reggie Lewis is the quarterback. On 1st down and 10 from the 12. First back through, that's Luther Turner, and he'll go up to about the 14-yard line. Give him a gain of 2 yards on the play and bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Let me go over the TCU defense real quickly. Number 78, Tracy Donovan, left end. Byron Lyons, left tackle. Number 76, 71, Sheldon Allen is the right tackle. Number 90, Raymond Hubbard is the right end. I'll go over the rest of it in just a moment.
2nd down and 8. The pitch back goes to the deep back. That's Luther Turner, and he will struggle back probably only to the line of scrimmage. Credit him with no gain on that play.
Let me finish the TSU defense. Number 54, Kevin Harris, outside linebacker. Number 58, Terrence Crump is the middle linebacker. Another outside linebacker, number 99, Carl Grant. Alan Anderson, number 25, is the cornerback. Denny Moore, number 33, strong safety. Alvin Williams, free safety, number 26. Ike Butler is the cornerback, number 46.
Lewis wide to the left, Anderson wide right as the handoff goes up the middle. J.J. Middleton has running room. He'll be across the 25-yard line. Credit him with a gain that time of 13 yards on the play and a Bearcat 1st down. Nice run that time by J.J. Middleton.
He followed Ricky Eggleston. Eggleston kind of made a hole for him, and he just followed the big man. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats.
1st and 10 ball on the 28-yard line. 2 receivers, Gary Bolden and Victor Henry wide to the left side. Now Victor Henry comes in motion to the near side. Handed to the fullback right up the middle. That's J.J. Middleton. He will go for short yardage, perhaps only a gain of 1 yard on the play. Give him 1 yard. It'll be a second down and 9.
Looks like the Bearcats will try to establish that running game here early in the first half. Get Reggie Lewis going in a little bit.
Keith Willis is wide to the left side. Victor Henry wide to the right. On second down and 9 from the 27-yard line. Play fake. Now Lewis looking. Scrambles out of the pocket. Has Eggleston wide open. Overthrows him at midfield.
Lewis running to his left on that one. Kind of hard for a right-handed thrower to throw that ball. Kind of throwing off his balance, I guess you may want to call it.
A pair of defensive ends, 78 Tracy Donovan and Raymond Hubbard, number 90, both applying the pressure on Reggie Lewis. So the Bearcats are faced with a passing down, third down and 9 with the ball on the 27-yard line. Ricky Eggleston is the tight end to the right side. Wide receiver to the right side is Billy Anderson as Keith Willis goes wide to the left side. Lewis will try to air it out. Has a man. That's Anderson. He'll be across the 40. Now a flag goes down as Billy Anderson has good yardage across the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
That was just the player's towel, I believe. Looked like a flag from here.
So no flag on the play as Victor Henry checks into the ball game for the Bearcats. Victor Henry goes wide to the left side. Keith Willis is split to the right side. I formation behind Reggie Lewis. On 1st and 10 from the 41, the handoff goes to the deep back. That's Luther Turner. Has good yardage. He will be across midfield. Spot him in TSU Tiger territory at the 47-yard line.
Luther Turner looking to have a good game this week. Kind of slowed down a little bit against the University of Houston. However, the running game really wasn't that good for the Bearcats overall anyway. U of H having a big defensive line. Couldn't find the holes too well last week.
Now that really played, the size difference really played havoc on the Bearcat running game last week. So on the 1st and 10 play, Luther Turner will have running room, spins off the tackle, will be inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. And Randy, tonight it looks like the Bearcats have that running game going.
They're establishing that early, and J.J. Middleton, Luther Turner doing most of the work. Reggie Lewis only passed once so far, I believe. Twice. I checked that maybe twice.
So the Bearcats will come out facing a 1st and 10 in TSU territory at the 38. Victor Henry is wide to the left side. Keith Willis wide to the right. I formation behind Reggie Lewis. He will hand it to the first back through. That's J.J. Middleton. Has running room across the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. He will be about a yard short of the first down, so a gain of 9 yards from the senior fullback from Houston, Lamar J.J. Middleton.
Denny Moore on the tackle for the TSU Tigers. 192-pound sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas. First down and 10 now for the Bearcats at the TSU 29-yard line. 10-17 left here in the first quarter.
So check it, it'll be 2nd and 1 or check it 2nd and 2. So credit Middleton that last time with a gain of 8 yards as Reggie Lewis rolls out. He's looking to go long, has a man, Billy Anderson, but the ball is tipped over there on that side.
Almost intercepted there by number 36. Carlton Johnson, defensive back for TSU, went right through his hands.
So Anderson had got open on the post pattern, but the ball was a little off the target. So bring up a 3rd down and 2. Victor Henry wide to the left side. Keith Willis wide to the right. Turner and Middleton are the setbacks as the handoff goes. J.J. Middleton has first down yardage up close to the 20-yard line. Give him the 21 and 8 yards on that carry and another Bearcat first down. So a good-looking drive here. And as you mentioned, Randy, important for the Bearcats not to let down. They haven't let down. They have come back. They have come out on offense here, and they have taken it right to the TSU Tigers.
Big hole by J.J. Middleton on that one. Big gain. They've been getting big gains all night long. 1st and 10 again for the Bearcats.
Ball at the 22-yard line. Anderson left, Willis to the right as the pitchback comes to Luther Turner. He will go for short yardage, perhaps 2 yards on the play down to the 20-yard line. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Tracy Donovan on the tackle for TSU. 240-pound senior out of Fort Worth, Texas. Number 67 now in for TSU, Terry Smith, defensive end.
As the Bearcats are faced with a 2nd down and 8 ball at the 20-yard line. Willis and Victor Henry are both wide to the right side. Daryl Montgomery is checked in at a fullback. The handoff goes to Luther Turner. He'll be at about the 17-yard line. Give him a gain of 3 and bring up a 3rd down and 5 situation.
Passing situation for the Bearcats. Billy Anderson comes in for Victor Henry.
Anderson wide to the right side. Keith Willis wide left. Daryl Montgomery is the fullback. Luther Turner is the deep back in the I. Pitch, or the handoff to the first back through. That's Daryl Montgomery, and he's going to have tough going. Perhaps only a gain of 1 yard on that play. And strange that time, Randy, to see a running play on the 3rd and 5 situation.
It was. I figured Reggie Lewis' pass would be the play in that one, but nothing doing on that running play. James Robinson on the tackle, freshman out of Corpus Christi, Texas.
So Billy Hayes, the junior place kicker out of LaPorte, in for the 33-yard attempt out of the hold of Bart Bradley. It's up and no good. So Billy Anderson misses the 33-yard field goal attempt off to the left, and with 7 minutes, 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter, the score remains TSU 7, the Bearcats nothing.
Start your day off on Channel 7 with the all-new Huntsville this morning. That's 8:30 to 9 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Catch up on the current events of the community with cable Channel 7's morning television program, Huntsville This Morning. Community events, special services, and general information of interest to the Huntsville area are just some of the topics discussed on 15 Minutes, coming this fall on cable Channel 7. 7-0 to score, TSU up. Billy Hayes misses just to the left.
Pass play over here, the swing pass to number 14, Rudy Johnson, the running back. He makes a good move and goes out to the 30-yard line. Probably good enough for a first down. Give him 10 yards on that pass play as Cook got it out to the running back, Rudy Johnson. It'll be a first down at the 30. So Sean Cook is the quarterback. Split receivers and the back as Rudy Johnson, the tailback, goes in motion. He'll throw over there again, same play, different side of the field. He'll go for short yardage that time. 37, Reginald Oakes, the defensive end, up to make the stop.
Quarterback Sean Cook of TSU not having a great season. He's only completing 32% of his passes. 137 attempts through 4 games. He's completed 45 for 641 yards.
Davis Smith is wide to the left side. Split backs in the backfield now. They switch to the I formation. As the pitch back goes to Rudy Johnson, he will have short yardage, but a flag is down.
Offsides on the Bearcats, it looked like. See, that one was on. Oh, looks like they were drawn offside.
So back the Tigers up 5 yards, and that will bring up about a third down, or check it, a second down and 13 situation. We'll check it, third down and 8. So third down and 8, ball at the 32-yard line. 3 receivers go to the left side, 1 to the right, single back in the backfield. As Darryl Cook looking, he's got his man, number 15, Claudel Thomas, and he will be very close, should have enough for the first down. Odie Harris on the tackle.
Looks like they will have enough. And mark the ball past the 41-yard line, first and 10 for TSU.
So it looks like Cook and the TSU Tigers are going to try to utilize that short passing game, as Cook is just taking a 3-step drop and firing to his receivers. Once again, 3-step drop, pass is complete over on the far sideline to Davis Smith. He will go for short yardage, 26, Ricky Royal, with help from Delridge Gay and the linebacker Leish Adams in on that play.
Ricky Royal, Bill Rich Jr. on the tackle.
Gain of about 3 on that one. 2nd down and 7.
Gain of about 3 to the 44-yard line.
Give him a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7, ball at the 44-yard line. As Cook looks to throw it, he will be sacked. 43, Lash Adams on the play.
It didn't look like Lash Adams got hit him very good. I don't know if it looked. I thought it was a TSU man that may have tripped the quarterback up.
And looked like it looked like Cook tripped over one of his own offensive linemen or tripped on the turf. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 13. Ball is moved back to the 38-yard line. Claudell Thomas comes to the left side. As 88 Lonnie Wilson goes in motion, passes over on the far sideline, complete. Number 16, that's Davis Smith.
Ricky Royal on the tackle for the Bearcats.
Ricky Royal on the tackle.
Quick snap and quick release for Sean Cook on that one. Quick little slant.
At the 47-yard line, 4th and about 5.
By Davis Smith. And bring up a 4th down and 4 for TSU, and they will go for it.
So Sean Cook and Coach Lionel Taylor rolling the dice here early at Bearcat Stadium on the 4th down and 4 situation. They may be trying to make the Bearcats jump off sides. That's exactly what they're going to do as the 30-second clock runs out.
And we're going to try to do that. Looks like they're trying to get them off sides. Time ran out. That's their game plan anyway.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, bring up a 4th and 9, and TSU will punt the football.
Number 13, Curtis Neal, back to punt for TSU. 36.9 his average. He's had 1 blocked. His longest is 54 yards. This was not a very good punt, but it takes a TSU bounce.
Billy Anderson will go back into his own end zone and field it. Now comes out to the 10-yard line, will be tripped up at about the 13-yard line. So once again, poor field position for the Bearcats.
Billy Anderson should have let that one go by. It looks like it would have made it to the end zone before TSU had a chance to down that one. Could have been out to the 20. Instead, they're going to be at the 14-yard line, deep in their own territory. 4 minutes remaining here in the first period. Not a lot of passing as of yet for the Bearcats. A lot of running. They're trying to establish that running game. Doing a pretty good job of it.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. As Reggie Lewis drops to throw, he's looking deep to Willis. Now he's got a man, and the ball is almost picked off as Reggie Lewis that time would look like he was trying to find the tight end over the middle. Ricky Eggleston pass was very poorly thrown, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Ike Butler almost with the interception on that one. He's a 6', 192-pound junior out of San Antonio. Looked like he saw a lot of green on that one. Popped off the shoulder pads there.
Billy Anderson is wide to the right side. Keith Willis wide to the left. J.J. Middleton and Luther Turner now. The tight end Eggleston sets to the right side. On the 2nd down and 10, ball at the 14. Handoff goes to Luther Turner. He will have short yardage up to the 15-yard line. Give him a gain of 1 on that play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Bearcats. Another passing situation.
Nothing doing on that one. Luther Turner is swarmed by a load of Tigers.
Turner comes out of the ball game, checking in 28 at tailback James Short. So the clock runs with 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go here in the first quarter. TSU leading it over the Bearcats 7-0. Handoff, J.J. Middleton is in trouble, and he will go nowhere. No gain on the play will bring up a 4th down, and once again, Randy, it looks like conservative play calling from Coach Ron Randleman, because once again, on the passing situation, what looked like an obvious passing situation, the Bearcats tried to run that draw, and it went nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere. It seems to me they would have come out passing. I know they wanted to establish the running game, but after the big performance by Reggie Lewis last week, it looked to me they would have tried to get that going also.
The punt is taken by number 15. That's Claudell Thomas, the wide receiver. He moves it up across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. That's where Sean Cook and the Texas Southern Tiger offense will start in business with good field position.
Not a very good punt by Bart Bradley on that one. I don't know how much the wind's kicking up out there. I know it was windy a little bit earlier before the start of the ball game. May have slowed down a little bit though.
Davis Smith is wide to the left side. Curtis Neal is wide to the right. Now 14, Rudy Johnson comes in motion as the handoff up the middle will go to Terrence Shepard. He will go for short yardage off the bottom of the pile that time. Number 97 for the Bearcats, Marvin Brown from his right defensive tackle spot to make the hit. Give him a gain of 2 yards on the play to bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Brown 6'2", 257-pound junior out of Dallas Wilmer Hutchins High School. Nice play for him.
Claudell Thomas is wide to the right side. 2 receivers come to the left side. That's Neal and number 16, Terrence Davis. Now Davis goes in motion, looking to throw, and the quick pass over the middle that time to Davis Smith is broken up on the play by 19, Meldon Mickles, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Mickles had that hand up there, almost tried to intercept that one, but he was midway up in the air on that one.
Well, the Bearcat defensive backs are going to have to react quickly because Cook is taking a 3-step drop and firing the football, utilizing the short passing game. He is not wasting any time, and the Bearcat defensive backs are going to have to come up quick. If they play off these receivers here early, they're going to get a lot of short plays, but they may be setting the table for something long here later on. Once again, short passing game, and the ball is picked off. Malcolm Royal as 22, Odie Harris tipped the ball right into the hands of Malcolm Royal. Good concentration that time by the sophomore free safety. Malcolm Royal picks it off, and the Bearcats have the football.
Nice catch by Royal. He really stayed with that one on that one. He was about parallel to the ground, got one hand on it, and held on. They need something like that to get the offense going here. Looks like we have a penalty maybe on the... See what the call is by the referee.
Looks like they're going to nullify the interception as the defense for Sam Houston trots back out onto the football field. Looked like a pretty late call that time by the referee.
Well, we've got Sean Cook in the huddle for TSU. Billy Anderson's back. Looks like he's ready to receive a punt. See what the problem is here.
With Rob Reeves coming first by sleeve, Rob Reeves.
So the referee's trying to figure this one out.
Texas Southern retains possession at the 44-yard line, 3rd down.
So 3rd down and 8. As the referees throw another flag, and they're still trying to figure this one out, Randy, and I'm not sure they really know what's going on.
I don't either. I'm kind of confused here. Looks like we have legal procedure on TSU. They're going to move it back now. As soon as we find out what down it is and how many yards to go, we'll let you know.
I don't think the guys working the chains know, as the referees have created pandemonium on the field, as the coaches next door here seem to be a little bit confused as to what's going on, as the ball was picked off and then nullified. So officially a 3rd down. 3rd down and 13 as Cook looks to throw. Now is under pressure, throws the ball away. 37, Reginald Oakes. It looked like Cook that time just threw the ball, grounded it in the middle of the field.
No flag.
No flag that time.
Could be easily intentional grounding on Sean Cook. I don't know where the flag was on that one. He was in the grasp of a Bearcat defender. However, it's going to bring up 4th down now. Billy Anderson back for the Bearcats. Curtis Neal back to punt for TSU. Not a good punt, his first chance. It'll all go.
Gets a good punt away. Anderson backs up, takes it at his 60, now returns up the middle, makes a few tacklers misses, and has it across the 25-yard line to the 26, and that's where the Bearcats will start 1st and 10. With 1 minute 32 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's still TSU 7, the Bearcats nothing.
Guys, are you tired of cafeteria food? Do you want to impress your girlfriend? Then join host Kevin Davis, who will show you how to prepare tasty cuisine on Bachelor Chef right here on cable channel 7. Bearcat offense ready, set and ready to go again. 1:32 left here in the first period.
Keith Willis wide to the left side, Victor Henry wide right as the handoff goes to the fullback. That's J.J. Middleton up near about the 29-yard line. Give him a gain that time on the play of 3 yards. Adden will bring up a 2nd down and 7. .42 Darren West, a linebacker, checks in for Texas Southern as Victor Henry goes wide to the left side. We're checking Keith Willis wide to the left, Billy Anderson wide to the right. I formation behind Reggie Lewis on 2nd down and 6. Now Reggie Lewis rolls out, looks to throw. Now he will tuck it under and go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Gain of 3 yards on that play will bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Reggie Lewis had a few good runs last week against University of Houston on plays just like that. Tonight, however, nowhere. TSU right there to get him. 3rd down and 4 for the Bearcats. Passing situation. Under a minute to play here in the first period.
Let's see what Reggie Lewis does this time as he has run the ball. Now he will drop straight back to throw. Looking across the middle, has Victor Henry wide open. Now he's got some running room. He's across midfield, across the 30, and he'll outrun everybody. Victor Henry goes in for the touchdown, and the Bearcats have closed the gap to 7-6. Nice run that time as Victor Henry caught the ball at about midfield as the play will officially go 68 yards. Victor Henry caught that ball right about the 50-yard line, and he turned upfield, made a couple nifty moves, and got himself into the end zone.
Victor Henry, 4.35 speed in the 40. There's no way those guys were going to catch him on that one. He got by the defenders. Henry's a 6', 178-pound junior out of Fort Worth Everman High School. Known as the kickoff returner. Nice reception on that play from Reggie Lewis. Good toss by Reggie Lewis. He was wide open up the middle.
Billy Hayes out of the hold of Bart Bradley. Extra point attempt is up and good. And with 36 seconds to go in the first quarter, score is now tied. Bearcats 7, TSU 7.
This fall, find out about the black community and its leaders. Huntsville's most prominent black men will be featured as they tell what they're doing to improve the quality of life in the black Huntsville community on Huntsville Elite each week on Cable Channel 7. Watch Cable Channel 7 this fall for the show Teed Off, a descriptive show about golf. Teed Off will show you everything from driving to putting. That's Teed Off coming this fall on Cable Channel 7. Big play to close out this first period. 36 seconds only remaining here in the first quarter. Another big play by the Bearcat offense. They've been doing that all year, it seems.
It reminded me a little bit of the play against Texas A&I when Reggie Lewis rolled out and found Keith Willis in the middle of the field, and then Willis picked up a good block. I remember it was Victor Henry on the block, and Keith Willis went into the end zone for the touchdown on the long pass that time. Similar situation that time as Victor Henry took the ball, found a couple blocks, and found a little running room, and with that outstanding speed, as you mentioned, took it in for the touchdown. So Billy Hayes this time kicks off, short kick, as the ball is returned up to the 25-yard line. Good hit over there on the special teams by number 31, Charles Livingston, a backup defensive back. And TSU will operate 1st and 10 from the 26-yard, or check it, the 25-yard line. Sean Cook will operate on offense. He will have Davis Smith wide to the left side, Curtis Neal wide to the right. Handoff goes straight up the middle. Number 34, that's Terrence Shepard.
Lisha Adams on the tackle. He got in there real quick, popped him one. Loss of about 2 yards. It's going to be second down and 12 now for TSU. Nice play by Elisha Adams.
And that's going to do it as Sean Cook has come over to talk with the coaching staff. The Tigers are going to let the first quarter clock run out. So there's a break in the action as that is the end of the first quarter of play from Bearcat Stadium in Huntsville. It's Sam Houston State 7 and the Texas Southern Tigers 7.
Find out why over 5,000 young men and women have pledged fraternities and sororities at Sam Houston State. Join host Chris Bianco for a look at fraternities this fall on cable channel 7. Join host Carla Grenier for Aerobic Workout 101 this fall on cable channel 7. Carla will introduce to you the benefits of low-impact aerobics. That's Aerobic Workout 101 right here on cable channel 7. So not a big first quarter for the Bearcats, not what they're used to, at least as in 1987. As far as scoring is concerned early, only 7 points on the board in the first period.
Well, Reggie Lewis came out in the first couple of possessions, and they ran a couple running plays on some passing situations, and a couple of other passes were not too sharp. But he has come back and got the 68-yard touchdown pass to Victor Henry, and that puts the Bearcats in business as they have tied the score. And maybe Reggie Lewis came out just a little bit cold. I've been told that Brian Osterhaus, who is Reggie Lewis's backup, is going to see some playing time tonight.
He should be in this second quarter also. He is warming up on the sideline, so Brian Osterhaus will get a few snaps in tonight.
Rudy Johnson moves the ball out to about the 30-yard line, give him 6, maybe 7 yards on the play. And on the third down and 12 carry, will bring up a third down and 5.
That'll be good for Osterhaus also. In this case, Reggie Lewis happens to get injured during the year. He needs some experience in 1987.
Davis wide to the left. Claudel Thomas is wide to the right. Split backs are in the backfield as the 25-second clock has run out. It'll be delay of the game, and it'll bring up a third down and 10.
Second time this night that's happened to the TSU offense. First time they did it on purpose. This time they'll move it back now. It'll be third down and 10 now for TSU.
85 Andre Booker checks in for Texas Southern as they are faced with a third down and 10 from their own 29-yard line, as 15 Claudel Thomas is wide to the left side and Davis Smith is wide to the right. Now Cook looking to throw under pressure, throws it, has a man, 88 that time, Lonnie Wilson, a tight end, and he should have had that one.
Bearcat defenders doing a good job on Sean Cook on that one. They forced him to throw it a little bit earlier than he wanted to.
So punting situation is fourth down and 10 for TSU, and Curtis Neal, a backup or a tight end, will come on to do the punting as Billy Anderson drops in a single deep safety. The rush is on. Neal gets the kick away. Nice driving punt, low line drive. Anderson takes it, will try to avoid one man, get up across the 35-yard line, now stays on his feet and will be corralled back at the 30. Number 99, Carl Grant, a backup linebacker, comes in to trip Billy Anderson up, and the Bearcats will take over at the 30.
Brian Osterhaus is in for the Bearcats. He'll play this second quarter, as Ron Randleman did say.
Curtis Neal 49 yards on that last punch, so the Bearcats will operate on offense. First and 10 from the 31-yard line. Brian Osterhaus, a junior from Houston Cypress Fairbanks, will check in at quarterback. He will hand the ball off to the first back through the fullback, J.J. Middleton. Bounces off a couple tackles and goes across the 35-yard line. Off the bottom of the pile for Texas Southern, number 33, Denny Moore, the strong safety, up with a little help as he gains 5 yards on that play. Bring up a second down and 5 from the 38.
37-yard line.
So Keith Willis checks out. Gary Bolden comes wide to the left side. Victor Henry is wide to the right. Middleton and Luther Turner, the tailbacks, or the running backs behind Brian Osterhaus. Osterhaus will hand it off to the tailback. Checking it's James Shorts in the backfield.
Looks like he came a little bit short from the first down. It'll be about third down and let's call it 1.
Give Shorts a gain of 3 yards on the play. Bring up a third down and 1. Ball at the officially spotted at the 40-yard line. Eggleston now checks into the ball game. Clock runs with 12 minutes, 30 seconds to go till halftime. Victor Henry is wide to the right side as the Bearcats come out in a double tight end set with the I formation behind Brian Osterhaus. Handoff to the first back through, that's J.J. Middleton. He'll have short yardage, but he'll have enough for the first down with about a gain of 3 yards on that play.
We have a TSU player down on the field. Let's see what his number is. It's number 90, Raymond Hubbard.
So this is a good opportunity, Randy, to talk a little bit about what the Bearcats are doing. Brian Osterhaus now quarterbacking the Bearcats. And as you mentioned, a good opportunity for him to see some playing time. He is a very strong-armed quarterback. He can throw the ball a long way. And he performed very well last year. If you remember the Southwest Texas game, he led the fourth quarter comeback as the Bearcats came from 31-10 down to overtake Southwest Texas State and win the conference last year 32-31. And Brian Osterhaus engineered 3 scoring drives in that fourth quarter. Very capable backup quarterback.
He is. He could be starting a lot of places, but he chose to come here. Two quality quarterbacks for Coach Ron Randleman, Reggie Lewis, and Brian Osterhaus.
Well, Osterhaus right out of high school was recruited by the University of Colorado. He went down to Colorado, and I believe he was red-shirted, but he didn't see a lot of playing time when he went to Colorado. He sat out a year and then decided to come to Sam Houston State and give it another shot, and he has performed very admirably in a backup role. So Billy Anderson is wide to the right side as Keith Willis comes wide to the left. The running backs are J.J. Middleton and James Shorts. First down and 10, ball at the 43-yard line. Osterhaus play fake, now looking, intended over there for the tight end for the Bearcats, 81, Rob Beecham. Incomplete, looked like that pass was thrown a little bit low.
Timing may not be there right now for Osterhaus. Give him a few snaps, a few passes. Not a lot of time to warm up down there.
So the Bearcats will face a second down and 10 situation. Ball at the 43 as Victor Henry is split wide to the right side. Keith Willis comes wide to the left, split backs. Shorts and Middleton behind Osterhaus. Second down and 10 play as Osterhaus runs the option. Now keeps it up across the 45. He'll have about 3 yards on a play, and it'll bring up a third down and 7.
About 3 to the 26.
Kevin Harris on the tackle for TSU.
On the tackle.
He's going to bring up third and 7 now for the Bearcats.
Billy Anderson checks in. He will go wide to the left side as Keith Willis, or check it. Yeah, it's Keith Willis wide to the left side. May get a chance here to see Osterhaus air it out again on the 3rd and 7 situation. He'll be straight back to throw now, looking, has a man across the middle. That's Rob Beecham, the tight end. He will have good yardage, but he will be across midfield, about 2 yards short of the first down. Let's see what Coach Ron Randleman decides to do in this situation.
He's going to decide to punt, it looks like.
Bart Bradley and the punting unit come on as 15 and 16 for TSU. Claudel Thomas, number 15, and Davis Smith, number 16. Both wide receivers check in at dual safeties to return the Bart Bradley punt. '16 calls for the fair catch. That's Davis Smith, takes it at about the 16-yard line. and that's where the TSU offense will take over. With 10 minutes, 35 seconds to go till halftime, the score is tied at 7.
Exciting East Texas high school football every week here on Cable Channel 7. Follow the Huntsville Hornets throughout the 1987 season. Highlights and interviews with Coach Clements every week on Cable Channel 7.
So TSU first and 10 at the 19-yard line as 85 Andre Booker is wide to the left side. Now 16 Davis Smith goes in motion. Quick pass over the middle to Curtis Neal, the tight end. Pass is incomplete, and once again Sean Cook and that TSU offense trying to utilize that quick short passing game. Defensive coverage that time by 43, the linebacker Leish Adams. Second down and 10, ball at the 14-yard line. They'll call the loss of 2, bring up a second down and 12. Single back in the backfield as Curtis Neal comes in motion. They'll swing it out to Neal. Neal will be across the 20-yard line.
It's not very often you see a punter also in the offensive line for a football team. Curtis Neal also the tight end for TSU.
You can tell what they're doing is they sent him in motion, and if one of the secondary men didn't go with him, Neal turned it quickly upfield and caught the pass. As Thomas is wide to the left side. Now TSU will call a timeout. So with 9 minutes, 24 seconds to go until halftime, the score is still tied at 7.
Tune in this fall for the madcap adventures of Alan Roach and Nigel down in their little corner of the world known as Wits End. That's Wits End coming this fall on Cable Channel 7. And dear kids, join us here on Cable Channel 7 for Kids Corner, the show where each time we learn something fun and exciting. 9:24 left here in the first half. It's going to be a third down and 5 for TSU. All set on the 21-yard line.
Sean Cook will come out at quarterback. He will have 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right, single back in the backfield. Now 13, Curtis Neal goes in motion. Cook looking. He's got a man over there, and the ball is broken up nicely that time by Meldon Mickles. Pass intended for Claudel Thomas.
Meldon Nichols almost got burned on that when he got his hand in just at the last second.
Cook that time floated the ball just a little bit too much, and the defensive backs were beaten on the play, but with the way the ball came down gave them time to converge and knock the ball away. So Curtis Neal to punt to Billy Anderson. Nice punt that time. Drives Anderson back to his 27-yard line. Takes it up the middle. Has running room across midfield. He'll be across the 30. One man to beat. He is taken down. Number 23 for TSU. Kevin Wesley, a backup defensive back, makes the tackle, but a good return that time by Billy Anderson.
He kind of got the wind knocked out of him on that one. He got popped right at the end there. But he runs off the field. Looks like he's all right. Bearcats, good opportunity to put some points on the board with 9 minutes remaining here in the first period. 15 yards away from 7 points. Brian Osterhaus still in for the Bearcats.
Keith Willis wide to the left side. Victor Henry right as the handoff goes up the middle. Luther Turner will have about 3 yards on the play, bring up a second down and 7. Unofficially 52 yards on the Billy Anderson punt return.
Gary Bolden in for the Bearcats. Keith Willis out.
Victor Henry is wide to the right side. Gary Bolden wide left. The running backs J.J. Middleton and Luther Turner behind Brian Osterhaus. Now Osterhaus puts it on his hip, looking to throw, has a man open. Eggleston has it for the touchdown. Nice throw that time by Osterhaus as he looked like he was going to turn it up and run with it. Pulled up at the last minute and hit Osterhaus, and he'll take it for the touchdown.
Osterhaus did the job. He going in there and got some points on the board. Needed 6. They weren't going to settle with 3. Ricky Eggleston once again finds a way to get open.
So Brian Osterhaus to Ricky Eggleston as Billy Hayes comes on for the extra point attempt. Ball is down, kick is up on its way, and it is good. So with 8 minutes, 22 seconds to go till halftime, it's now the Sam Houston Bearcats 14, Texas Southern 7.
Plan to watch cable channel 7 for local entertainment, information, news, and sports. Look for the new fitness series coming this fall. Get in Shape. It's a health magazine for the fit and the not so fit. There will be many topics such as running, biking, general fitness, and others. Each show will offer aerobics and a segment of exercise for the handicapped and elderly. Join us this fall on cable channel 7. Come to Huntsville and get in shape. 14-7, the Bearcats take their first lead of the night over TSU. 8:22 left here in the first half.
Let's see if we watch the Bearcats special teams this time, Randy, as they have still been having a lot of problems. Bearcats need to come out and play real good defense this time. Perhaps get the ball back to maybe establish some things on offense as they have taken the lead now, as Brian Osterhaus has taken over the controls on offense. Jerome Heim has it teed up at the 35. Nice kick that time will drive Davis Smith back. Now looking for running room. They've got it strung out over on the near sideline. 25, Malcolm Royal runs him out of bounds, and the Tigers will take over. 1st and 10 at about the 25-yard line. Spot the ball back at the 21 where TSU will operate 1st and 10. They will come out with Sean Cook at quarterback. Thomas is wide to the left side with a slot Neal to the left. Two receivers to the left side as 13 Curtis Neal goes in motion. Quick step, and the pass is complete. Number 15, Claudel Thomas, that time on the short drop, has it. 25, Malcolm Royal on the stop.
Looked like Lash Adams had him down a few yards back. Somehow he managed to get away, got a few more. 1st and 10 for TSU.
So a gain of 12 yards on that play. As Thomas is wide to the right side. Now Neal will go in motion. Cook looks, pass is overthrown, intended for the tight end Neal. Donnie Bolthauser covering for the Bearcats.
Good coverage on that play on Curtis Neal. Even if he would have caught it, didn't look like he would have had very much yardage on that one.
So the clock is stopped with 4 minutes, 47 seconds to go. We're checking 7 minutes, 47 seconds to go as Cook looks to throw once again. Has a man open, and the ball is tipped and almost intercepted that time as the ball went in and out of the hands of the wide receiver, Andre Booker. 22, Odie Harris almost came up to make the interception. Defensive coverage on the play by Malcolm Royal.
Resembled the play just from a little while ago, tip drill there. Everybody getting a hand on it, but they couldn't come up with it. 3rd down and 10 now. Big play for the Bearcat defense.
Booker and Smith go wide to the left side as Thomas is split to the right side. Now Curtis Neal goes in motion. Cook drops to throw. Pass is complete. Number 15, Claudel Thomas with another catch. Good yardage. He'll have another Texas Southern first down.
First down, Texas Southern.
Sean Cook looks like he's on tonight. He came into the game completing only 32% of his passes tonight. Completing a lot better average than his overall season average as of today.
Well, the Bearcat pass defense is ranked last in the Southland Conference, so they've been giving up a lot of yards on the pass defense. As Cook drops to throw, now we'll turn it upfield and run the football. He'll be run out of bounds at about the 49-yard line by 26, Ricky Royal. Give him a gain of 4 yards on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 6.
Picked up through to the Bearcat 49.
So Booker and Smith are wide to the left side as Thomas is split to the left. Draw play to Rudy Johnson. Johnson will have about 3 yards. Up to the 47-yard line. Give him a gain of 2 yards. Will bring up a third down and 3.
Roger Johnson now in for the Bearcats. Converted fullback to the linebacker.
Booker and Smith are wide to the left side. Thomas is wide to the right as Cook looks to throw. Has a man, that's Thomas, and he is dragged down by Ricky Royal.
Good coverage on that by Royal. Right there to get him. If the pass came in, they're going to have to punt it away now.
So Curtis Neal comes on to punt for Texas Southern. Back deep to receive at his own 10-yard line is Billy Anderson. And the punt goes out of bounds that time, blocked by the linebacker. Number 43, Leish Adams, got a piece of that one. He got a piece of one in the Houston game last week, I believe it was. And that punt will go out of bounds. They will spot it at the 44-yard line, so the Bearcats take over in good field position as Leish Adams comes up to get a piece of the punt.
He didn't get all of it, but he got all he really needed. That when he stopped it pretty much. They're going to have good field position on the 49-yard line. Another good opportunity for the Bearcats to put some more points on the board.
Willis wide to the left, Anderson wide right, Osterhaus, play fake, up top, has a man, Keith Willis, that one hit him in the hands and he dropped it.
You don't see that very often from Keith Willis. That's usually you can count those, put them in the bucket. You don't see him drop those kind very often.
That time it looked like Keith Willis turned his head upfield to see where the defense was before he caught the football, and the pass glanced right up off of his shoulder pads. So that'll bring up a second down and 10 with the ball at the 44-yard line. Lewis is wide to the left side. Victor Henry wide to the right. The running backs are J.J. Middleton and Luther Turner. As Osterhaus retreats to throw, sets up the screen to Middleton, has a block, gets it, goes across midfield, and stays on his feet, but there's a flag down. He'll be down to the 39-yard line, but I believe this one is coming back.
TSU also has a player down, getting up very slowly.
Check it, it's number 54, Kevin Harris, a linebacker, and he's still down on the turf, so they'll bring in the trainers from the near sideline to check out Harris.
It was a nice run by Middleton. Too bad they're going to have to bring that one back.
Looked like one of the Bearcat offensive linemen was called for. So a clipping penalty against the Bearcats will nullify the good gain to J.J. Middleton. Will take the ball back inside the 30-yard line to the 28. And that will bring up a second and very long situation for the Bearcats. With 5 minutes, 59 seconds to go till halftime, it's the Bearcats 14, Texas Southern 7.
Coming this fall on Cable Channel 7 In Their Time, a show featuring 6 great Americans who have influenced our country in the post-World War II era. Host Mike Nagy interviews noted scholars on the impact of these Americans. This fall on Cable Channel 7.
So 54, Kevin Harris limps off the field under his own power. That's a good sign. The Bearcats are faced with a 2nd down and 27 situation. Ball at the 23-yard line. Or check at the 28-yard line. So 2nd and 27, ball at the 28-yard line. 5 minutes, 59 seconds to go till halftime. Now they have walked off another penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bearcats. That will take the ball back inside the 15-yard line. So spot the ball at the 14-yard line and bring up a 2nd down and 39.
I wonder what they'll do on this one.
Osterhaus drops straight back to throw. Under a rush, steps up into the pocket and will be sacked. I believe a flag is down. That will be for a late hit on number 58, Terrence Crump, the linebacker. Sheldon Allen that time came up to make the sack of the quarterback, but it will be 15 yards against Texas Southern that time, Randy.
No need for it to hit him on that one. Osterhaus is obviously down. That's going to help him out a little bit.
Get back 15 of that 39 yards needed for the 1st down.
Gary Bolden in for the Bearcats. Keith Willis out.
So spot the ball at the 23-yard line, checking about the 24-yard line. And across the way, they've set the change to 1st and 10. Now we have movement in the interior line. I believe the defense was offsides for Texas Southern. We'll wait for the referees to sort this one out.
Bearcats clapping their hands. It looks like they were. TSU was offsides.
Offside penalty, Texas Southern, 5 yards.
They'll move it up 5 yards now. It'll be
1st and 5.
1st and 5 at 29.
So after the penalty, an automatic 1st down. Now another penalty will make it 1st and 5 as Willis is wide to the left side and Billy Anderson is wide to the right. Play fake. Now Osterhaus looking long, looking for Willis, and the ball is picked off. 46, good coverage that time. Ike Butler, the defensive back, and he was step for step with Reggie Lewis. Osterhaus floated that one up and got it picked off.
Willis looked up a little bit too late. Looks like he may have been able to come up and tip that one away. A little bit underthrown by Osterhaus, though. Ball marked at the 22-yard line. TSU offense out there and ready to go.
They will operate with 5 minutes, 13 seconds to go until halftime. Bearcats clinging to a 14-7 lead. As Thomas is wide to the left side. Booker left as number 16, Smith, comes in motion. Now Sean Cook looking for somewhere to go, dives across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. No gain on that play will bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Very important for the Bearcat defense to hold here. As we're winding down the 1st half, they don't want to let any more scoring go on for the TSU offense.
Marvin Brown on that last tackle for the Bearcats as Booker and Smith are wide to the left side and Thomas is wide to the right. 13 Neal comes in motion. Handoff goes straight up the middle to number 32, Ronnie Cox, who has checked into the ball game for Texas Southern. There's a flag down. I believe it will be illegal motion against Texas Southern as the motion man, Curtis Neal, that time, I believe, turned upfield a little bit too early.
Marvin Brown on the tackle for the Bearcats, 6'2", 257-pound junior out of Dallas.
Illegal motion is the call against Texas Southern, so back them up 5 yards, and they will be faced now with a 3rd and about 15 situation.
2nd, 15.
Booker and Smith are wide to the left side. Thomas is wide to the right. Now 88 Lonnie Wilson goes in motion. Handoff goes straight up the middle. Rodney Cox that time. Gain of 3 yards on the play will bring up a 3rd down and 12. Rodney Cox, who has checked into the backfield, is a 6', 185-pound freshman out of Victoria, Texas. He has checked in for Rudy Johnson. Also, we have seen in the backfield Terrence Shepard. So the Texas Southern offense is using a lot of different people, a lot of people at that running back position. Now safety blitz as Cooks gets the pass away. Wide open, number 16, that's Davis Smith. He beat defensive coverage by Odie Harris. He will have the ball and the reception up across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
Looks like a blitz was coming in by the Bearcats. Sean Cook got it off quick like he needed to.
26, Ricky Royal that time came up from his cornerback spot to put pressure on Sean Cook. But Davis Smith got wide open, and it'll be a 1st down for Texas Southern. Ball at the 42-yard line. As Booker and Smith are wide to the left side, now 88 Wilson comes in motion. Sean Cook under a rush. Has a man that time, Davis Smith. He will have it near midfield at about the 49-yard line.
That's going to be good enough for a 1st down again. They'll move the chains down. 3:17 left here in the 1st period. TSU threatening to score.
Sean Cook is picking that Sam Houston secondary apart as Smith and Booker are wide to the right side and Thomas is wide to the left. 88 Lonnie Wilson will go in motion as Cook is looking to throw. Both receivers that time, Smith and Lonnie Wilson, ran together on the play. Looks like one of them ran the wrong route. So the pass falls incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10, ball at the 49-yard line.
Number 94, Daryl Middleton, in for the Bearcats. Number 97, Marvin Brown out. Second down and 10 for TSU. 3 minutes on the nose remaining.
Now 3 receivers, Thomas, Smith, and Booker, are all to the right side of the field. Pass is complete to Thomas. Thomas will be hit on the play as he is out near the 40-yard line.
Sean Cook continues to have that little dump-off pass. He's got a lot of those here in the 1st half.
25, Malcolm Royal gets off the bottom of the pile as 15 for Texas Southern. Claudel Thomas limps off and Curtis Neal comes on. So basically, Randy, it sort of looks like the Texas Southern offense is setting up in a run-and-shoot type of offensive alignment, as most of the 2nd half they have been going with the 1-back set and 4 receivers, and it's very much like the run-and-shoot offense we saw at the University of Houston last weekend.
And I bet they were there watching that also, watching that U of H Sam Houston game. They have apparently they've done a good job of scouting. What they're doing tonight with their offense is working. Even though they only have 7 points, they have been moving the ball pretty consistently all night long.
Well, they started with a 2-back offense, but most of the game they have played with a 1-back offense, so they might have come out with perhaps the look that the Bearcats saw on the game films and now have shifted to a totally different offensive formation as Curtis Neal comes in motion. Pass will be thrown to Neal. He will have it across the 35 to about the 34. Curtis Neal good for about 7, maybe 8 yards on that play. Will bring up a 2nd down and short. So timeout as Curtis Neal, the tight end that time, is shaken up on the play. He is still down. Trainers from over here on the near sideline go to check it out as the Texas Southern offense is faced with a 2nd down and 3 situation with a ball on the 33-yard line. So, Randy, not characteristic of a normal Bearcat game. 14-7 Bearcats lead it, but we haven't seen real explosive offense by the Bearcats. We've seen decent defense at times for the Bearcats. We've seen a few letdowns, but what scares me is the fact that Texas Southern, as you mentioned, has moved the ball quite well. And they've been passing well, and they may make a few changes at halftime. The Bearcat defense is going to have to tighten up because it seems to me that eventually this Texas Southern team is going to put some points on the scoreboard.
That's right. I don't think Ron Randall will keep putting up with this lack of passing defense. They're just, each team they play every week is just tearing them up.
Well, obviously they're doing a good job of scouting. They're watching the game films. They're seeing what the other teams are doing. And they know that this Bearcat pass defense is vulnerable, and they have been taking advantage of it. As you mentioned, Sean Cook, not at a very good passing efficiency coming into tonight's game, but he has looked very sharp tonight.
That 32% a little bit misleading.
Now the Tigers will shift to a two-back offense on the second down and short situation. Cook will look to throw. Now is rushed, and he will be corralled. Donnie Bolthauser, or
Roger Johnson there on the sack. He got in there real quickly. Two or three Bearcats were back there with him.
Nice play that time by the converted fullback, the senior from Houston Cypress Fairbanks, up from his middle linebacker spot to get the sack.
Ball now on the 50-yard line, a minute 30 left here in the second half, and it's still running.
Loss of 16 yards on that play.
TSU with only one timeout remaining here in the first half.
So 85 Booker is wide to the right side, as Smith is wide to the left. Now Cook, out of a two-back formation, is looking deep for Smith, covered by Harris, and that time good defensive coverage as the strong side quarterback Odie Harris was step for step that time with Davis Smith, and he also got help that time by the free safety Malcolm Royal.
Good job by Royal and Odie Harris on that one.
So the Bearcats have 3 timeouts left, a minute 9 seconds to play till halftime, as Curtis Neal is back in deep punt formation. Billy Anderson, or check it, number 32 now. Rodney Cox, the running back, is checked in deep to punt as Curtis Neal was injured a few plays earlier after catching a pass. Now another timeout has been called by Texas Southern. So Rodney Cox, the freshman running back from Victoria, is back in deep safety, and Billy Anderson stands on his own 15-yard line. So perhaps the Bearcats will get one more opportunity to move the football. And what do you expect to see when the Bearcats get the ball back? Do you look for a conservative philosophy, or do you think Ron Randleman's going to let the strong-arm quarterback Brian Osterhaus air it out?
I think it's going to depend on how Billy Anderson handles this punt. If they're back deep in their own territory, I think they'll just play conservative. No sense on taking a chance of a fumble. Billy Anderson can get a good run back here. They may try to put some more points on the board.
Rodney Cox back deep to punt. The rush is on, and the punter is knocked down. That's going to cost the Bearcats as the punt will roll inside the 20, down inside the 10. They will down it at about the 5-yard line, but the Bearcats will be called that time. I believe it was 36 Donnie Bolthauser. And roughing the kicker is the call, and the Texas Southern Tigers will have new life with a first down and 10.
That is not what they needed. This was Rodney Cox's first punt of the year. He didn't look too coordinated on that punt either. They shouldn't have taken a chance with that. Let him punt it. He didn't get a very good one off anyway.
First down, TSU, 35-yard line.
New life in the TSU offense. 55 seconds remaining here in the first half. Another 10 yards to 15 yards. They're going to be in field goal territory. And that's something you don't want a visiting team to do to close out a half.
Thomas is wide to the right side. Smith wide to the left. Two backs behind Sean Cook. Cook drops straight back to throw. Now looking as the receiver makes his break. Looks like he turned in a little bit too soon as the pass was overthrown. Malcolm Royal on the defensive coverage on Claudel Thomas. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. So the Bearcats have been, I would guess the best word to describe it, inconsistent here offensively and defensively in this first half, as the Tigers will face a 2nd down and 10 situation. Ball from Cook is thrown across the middle, complete. Lonnie Wilson, a tight end, will have it. He will have 1st down yardage. Passes inside the 25-yard line to about the 24.
No huddle offense for TSU. They have no timeouts left. 36 seconds left. Time is running.
Cook dropping straight to throw. Looking and tried that one into Lonnie Wilson once again. Broken up on the play by Malcolm Royal, the free safety, but there is a flag down in the Texas Southern backfield. I believe the penalty is against the Bearcats. Roughing the passer is the call on the Bearcats. So once again, another costly mistake by the Sam Houston defense. That's going to move the ball up from the 24, half the distance to the goal line.
Marvin Brown checks in for the Bearcats. Number 94, Daryl Middleton out. Two mental mistakes on this series by the Bearcats.
Spot the ball at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, as the Bearcats have practically given Texas Southern new life. Cook back to throw. He's looking, now he's rushed. He will be hit and dragged down on the play. 37, Reginald Oakes up from his defensive line position. Texas Southern goes with the hurry-up offense with now 10 seconds, now 9. Clock continues to run. They may get one more play off, and a flag goes down with 4 seconds remaining on the clock.
They're going to send in the field goal unit for TSU. Number 7, Monday Ojega, the place kicker for TSU. This is going to be a long field goal. We'll find out where they spot it.
He's going to put the tee down. Let's see. It's going to be they have marked off a penalty against Texas Southern.
They're still going to go for it. This one's going to be marked at the...
They're going to
This is going to be a long field goal, folks.
He will try a 63-yard field goal attempt. Out of the hold of Andre Booker, 63 yards away. And the ball falls dead at about the 10-yard line. That is the end of the first half of play from Bearcat Stadium in Huntsville. Your score at halftime, the Sam Houston Bearcats 14, the Texas Southern Tigers 7. More football is coming your way because the second half is next.
Reflecting the pride and excellence of Sam Houston State University, we present the 1987 edition of the Bearcat Marching Band. direction of drum majors Patty Maggio and Robert Flores. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blowing and Going Bearcat Marching Band. The Three Dog Night Classic, Eli's Coming, features trumpet soloist Mike Watipka and trombone soloist Tanya Palmer.
welcome back. We're just about set for the second half kickoff for Texas Southern. Monday Ojea will tee it up and kick it off. Back deep to receive Ricky Davis. That one goes over his head and out of the end zone. And it will be a first down and 10 for the Bearcats at the 20-yard line. Randy, you want to take a look at some of those stats for Sam Houston in the first half?
For Sam Houston, we're going to have 14 first downs. 6 first downs. It was all the Bearcats can manage to get. Passing yardage, 100 yards total for Sam Houston. Pass attempts, 4 of 10 for Sam Houston. Lewis and Osterhaus each 2 for 5 in the passing department. Ricky Eggleston, only 1 catch for 12 yards. That was a touchdown, however. But the Bearcat offense slowed down a little bit in the first half.
We'll take a look at some more stats as the half gets underway here. First play from scrimmage in the second half will be a handoff to the deep back. That's Luther Turner setting that Bearcat offense. Luther Turner is the tailback. J.J. Middleton, the fullback. Receivers are Keith Willis and Billy Anderson as Anderson checks out and Victor Henry checks in. The tight end will be Ricky Eggleston. Taking a look at that offensive line for Sam Houston. Jeff Bynes, the left tackle. David Elam, the left guard. Tony Kuntz, the center. Brian White, the right guard. And Floyd George, the right tackle. Second down at 11, so -1 on the first play for Luther Turner as Reggie Lewis is back in at quarterback. He has Ricky Eggleston driven out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. 33 on the tackle for Texas Southern. That's Denny Moore, the strong safety. And it'll be a first and 10 for Sam Houston, but we have a penalty marker down, and it's going to bring this one back.
Bearcats jump out quickly here in the second half. Let's see if Reggie Lewis tries to pass a little more in this second half. The running game really didn't produce very much here in the first half. Reggie Lewis should be coming out passing.
So an eligible man downfield is the call against Sam Houston. Back the ball back up to the 13-yard line, and the Bearcats are checking at the 13-yard line. The Bearcats will now be faced with a second down and 16 situation. Taking a look at the defense for Texas Southern, the left end is Tracy Donovan, Brian Lyons, the left tackle, Sheldon Allen, the right tackle, Raymond Hubbard is the right end linebackers, Kevin Harris in the middle, Terrence Crump, and Carl Grant is the other outside linebacker. Second down and 16. Reggie Lewis operates at quarterback. He'll hand the ball up to Luther Turner. He's got some running room across the 20-yard line for a pickup of about 6, maybe 7 yards on that play, but the Bearcats are still going to be faced with a third down and 9.
Good hold produced by number 61, Jeff Bine. He's a 6'3", 255-pound sophomore out of Round Rock High School. Half run by Luther Turner on that.
TSU secondary has Alan Anderson at a corner. Ike Butler is the other cornerback as Reggie Lewis looks to throw, now faces pressure. He is flushed out of the pocket. He's going to turn it upfield, and I believe he is going to go out of bounds short of the first down, so it looks like that's going to bring up a punting situation for the Bearcats as 32 for Texas Southern. Rodney Cox, a running back, and 16, Davis Smith, a wide receiver, go back in dual safety to return the Bart Bradley punt. So the Bearcats unable to muster anything on their first possession of the second half. Bart Bradley now gets off the punt, low punt, bounces, and the Texas Southern return men will let it roll. It will be dead at the 28-yard line. Touchdown there by number 87, Ivan Speck, and the Texas Southern offense will come out on the field with Sean Cook, who was 14 of 26 passing in the first half for 120 yards, no touchdowns. His leading receivers were Wiggins, 4 for 44, Smith, 4 for 40, and Neal, 3 for 13. Handoff goes up the middle to the running back that time, number 14, Rudy Johnson.
Mike Adams on the tackle for the Bearcats. Gain of about 2 for TSU. It's going to be second down and 8 now. Key for the Bearcat defense here in the second half, they've got to slow down Sean Cook. He was very hot in the first half. A lot of those dump passes going on, and he was very successful with them.
Now Cook throws over the middle. Ball is picked up. Odie Harris has got running room across the 30. He will score. Odie Harris takes the interception, returns it for the touchdown, and the defense for Sam Houston jumps up with the big play, and the Bearcats are up by 13 with the extra point attempt to come. Big play that time by the senior cornerback, Odie Harris.
A lot of pressure put on Sean Cook on that one. He had to get rid of it very quickly. Not very much time. He lofted it up there, and it just kind of hung up there, went over the receiver's head. Odie Harris grabbed it, and he took off. He got to the end zone very quickly. Big play for the Bearcats to open up this second half.
But a penalty, another late flag, Randy, and it's been a very strange night as far as the officials. Now they're going to say no touchdown. They're going to mark off a penalty on the Bearcats, and I tell you what, the referees have been acting with a lot of late calls in this football game, and they've been very confusing. If you notice, the last time the Bearcats had a interception nullified, now they're going to give Sam Houston the ball, and I don't think the referees really know what's going on. They failed to give an indication as Luther Turner takes the ball up across the 35, as I think they've got just about everybody confused.
Sheldon Allen on the tackle for TSU, along with number 33, Denny Moore. Going to be a second down and 7 now for the Bearcats. Ball on the 33-yard line. Big chance to score here. They need some points to open this ball game up just a little bit.
Lewis wide to the left side. Gary Bolden wide to the right. I formation behind Reggie Lewis on the second down and 7. He'll hand the ball off to Luther Turner. He'll be up to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 3 yards on that play will bring up about a third down and 4.
TSU player down. He's getting up very slowly. Looks like he'll stay in the ball game. Third down and 3 now for the Bearcats. Short-yarded situation in the eye. J.J. Middleton behind him, Luther Turner.
As Reggie Lewis looks it over, now play fake, in trouble, looking to throw, now turns it upfield, has first down yardage. He will go out of bounds. Let's see where the referee says he steps out. We got the call late on that interception, Randy. It was an illegal block after the ball was intercepted, so the Bearcats maintained possession but were penalized after the change of possession. It'll be a first down for the Bearcats as the ball is spotted up at the 24-yard line. Reggie Lewis on the keeper as Billy Anderson is wide to the left side. Gary Bolden is wide to the right. I formation behind Reggie Lewis as the short pitch comes to the fullback. That's J.J. Middleton. He will go for short yardage, perhaps maybe 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. Give him 2 yards and bring up a second down and 8.
Very important here for the Bearcats to make sure they can get some points, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. They need points badly. They can open up this game a little bit.
Victor Henry is wide to the left side. Keith Willis wide to the right. I formation, J.J. Middleton and Luther Turner. Clock runs 10:35 to go in the third quarter. As the handoff goes, Luther Turner has running room across the 15 to about the 11. Good open field tackle that time for Texas Southern. Ike Butler, the defensive back.
Nice play by Butler. He was the only man around there to stop Luther Turner. Grabbed him by the leg, pulled him down. First and 10 now for the Bearcats. Ball on the 11-yard line. A small chance for a first down if they get to the 1.
Bolden wide to the left side as Keith Willis is wide to the right. Handoff goes. Luther Turner trying to get outside. Shakes off one tackle, but he will be brought down. No gain. He may have lost a yard on that play. Officially a loss of 1 yard on the play by Luther Turner brings up a second down and 11 situation. Ball at the 12-yard line. So the Bearcats will operate now with Victor Henry wide to the left side. Keith Willis wide to the right. Ivan Speck has checked in at a tight end position. Handoff goes. J.J. Middleton, running room across the 10. He will be down to the 9-yard line. But the Bearcats are going to be faced with a third down and 8. Ball at the 9-yard line. And looks like the Bearcats may have to throw on this down.
Keith Willis and Victor Henry out for the Bearcats.
Well, that takes two of your primary passing receivers out of the ball game, as Bolden is wide to the left side and Billy Anderson is wide to the right. Now Lewis will look to throw. He's looking for Bolden. Now has to scramble out of the pocket. He's got Anderson, but the ball is underthrown, incomplete. It looks like an incomplete. So the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. The field goal unit will come on. And you know, really a bad situation that time is Victor Henry and Keith Willis, two of the better receivers, came out of the ball game. I don't think Reggie Lewis had his best receivers to work with that time on a very important play.
It's going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt for Billy Hayes.
Out of the hold of Bart Bradley. Ball spotted at the 17. It's up, and it is no good. Once again, Billy Hayes is no good. Wide to the left and no good. So the defense trots back on for Sam Houston, and with 8 minutes, 43 seconds, the interception by Odie Harris does not turn into points. Bearcats still lead at 14-7.
That's something that does not make Ron Randleman a very happy man. Those kind of plays have to be turned into points to be successful. They're not doing the job tonight whatsoever. 8:43 now left in the second half, in the third quarter, I should say. TSU continues to have new life put into them by the Bearcats.
Now it looks like the backup quarterback for Texas Southern, Clinton Brewster, has checked into the ball game. He will hand the ball off to the running back, number 49, Mark Christensen.
Not real sure what's happened to Sean Cook. I don't know if he's been hurt.
Well, it looks like wholesale changes for Texas Southern, as there's a lot of new players in on this possession. As Davis Smith is wide to the left side, and Levy is wide to the right. Double back formation behind Brewster. He will hand it off once again to Christman. He'll be dragged down. Nice defensive play that time off the bottom of the pile for Sam Houston. Number 53, Huey Blackman from his defensive end spot up to make the tackle. Will bring up a third down and 8. So officially no gain on that play for Christman, the running back.
Clinton Brewster, absolutely no experience in 1987. This is his first series for TSU. So I wouldn't be expecting very much from him tonight.
Draw play. Huey Blackman snuffs the play out in the backfield. They will lose yardage, and the punt team will come on.
Blackman in there very quickly for the Bearcats. He popped him right as Brewster handed off the ball.
Christman that time on the carry once again. Tigers faced with fourth down and 9 with the ball at the 21-yard line. Brewster over on the sidelines talking it over. I don't see Sean Cook. He's standing right down the 40-yard line. Doesn't appear to be injured. So we'll wait and see what happens. Low punt that time. Anderson comes up the field, and he's got running room. Nice tackle that time as Anderson across the 45. Number 24 for Texas Southern, Russell Washington.
Some more good field position for the Bearcats now that the ball spotted at TSU's 42-yard line. They have to put points on the board. 6:40 left here in the third quarter. They can't let these opportunities keep slipping away.
Willis wide to the left side. Victor Henry wide to the right. I formation, Middleton and Turner. Play fake. Lewis looking long. Now evades the rush. has to scramble out of the pocket, picks up Middleton out of the backfield. He will be inside the 40, inside the 35-yard line, right at about the 35-yard line.
J.J. Middleton looks like he's a little bit shaken up on the sideline.
Well, he turned to flip as he was driven out of bounds that time. Picked up 7 yards on the pass completion. Will bring up a third down, or checking the second down, and 3 situation ball at the 39-yard line.
Keith Willis out for the Bearcats. Victor Henry wide left and Gary Bolden wide right.
As flags fly.
Somebody moved a little bit early. Let's see who the call is against. Offsides on TSU.
So that's going to give the Bearcats a 1st and 10.
Bill Anderson in for Victor Henry.
Move the ball up to the 30-yard line. Billy Anderson is wide to the left side. Gary Bolden wide to the right. I formation on 1st and 10. Reggie Lewis hands the ball to the tailback. That's James Shorts. Good running room. He'll be inside the 15 down to about the 12-yard line. Good burst of speed that time as James Shorts carries the ball unofficially 18 yards on that carry. And the Bearcats are down deep into Texas Southern territory, spotted at the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Willis wide to the left side. Victor Henry wide to the right. They're checking Anderson and Willis, the receivers. Luther Turner gets the ball. He will go for short yardage. Probably no gain on that play. Will bring up a 2nd down and 10. Arnold Anderson in to make that last stop for Texas Southern. As Darrell Montgomery and Victor Henry check into the ballgame, Luther Turner checks out along with Billy Anderson. Victor Henry is wide to the left side. Keith Willis is wide to the right. Montgomery is the fullback, and James Shorts is the tailback. On a 2nd down and 9 play, movement and flags fly.
Looks like TSU jumped over a little bit early on that one. TSU player down. See who that is. We can't see the number right now.
Looks like Raymond Hubbard, number 90, a defensive end, as the illegal procedure call goes against Sam Houston.
Debut player for Texas Southern, number 90, Raymond Hubbard. After scores in the first quarter, Baylor 10, Houston 10.
Gary Bolden checks into the game. Keith Willis comes out. Bearcats facing a 2nd down and 14 situation as Raymond Hubbard is being attended to on the field with 5 minutes, 31 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's Sam Houston 14, TSU 7.
Coming this fall to Cable 7 is Variety Showcase, the show that glistens with local entertainers. Variety Showcase this fall on Cable Channel 7 Wednesdays at 8:30. Coming this fall on Cable Channel 7 on Thursday mornings, Aerobics for the Health of It, the new aerobics show for couples. You and a friend can enjoy the privacy of doing aerobics in your own home. Watch Cable Channel 7 for the days and times in which Aerobics for the Health of It will air. They're bringing a stretcher out for the TSU player on the field. Possibly a knee injury.
As Hubbard is helped off the field. And you know, Randy, it looks like the effects of that game last week against the University of Houston are sort of showing, because the Bearcats, I believe, did have a problem getting up for this game, because this is not the Bearcat offense that we're used to seeing this season.
They look very flat out there, and it could be partly because of TSU. They may have had a good scouting report on it, but still the Bearcat offense still looking very flat.
Well, the defense hasn't played that badly. They've given up some passing yardage, but you come into every game knowing that they're going to give up some passing yardage. But they've kept TSU out of the end zone, except for the one special teams play to start the ball game. the defense for Sam Houston has bent but not broken, but the offense just really hasn't ever really gotten in sync. Reggie Lewis is not throwing the ball well. Osterhaus threw the ball okay. You know, for the time he was in the ball game, he looked a little bit rusty, seeing his first lengthy action here in the season. But the Bearcat offense as a whole just hasn't looked as sharp, because we saw against a much larger defense at the University of Houston last weekend in the Dome, and the Bearcat offense moved at will. In fact, they rolled up over 500 yards of total offense in that game, but they have really had a lot of trouble. They moved the ball fairly well in this game, but they've had a lot of trouble inside the deep in TSU territory. Billy Hayes has missed a couple of field goals, and you don't see that too often, as Hubbard is taken off the field, and that doesn't look good for Texas Southern.
Possible knee injury. Looks like it probably is. And he most definitely will be out for the rest of this ball game. Bearcats 2nd and 14 on the 18-yard line of TSU. Big opportunity to score here. 5:25 and counting here in the third quarter.
Reggie Lewis looks to throw, looks for Eggleston, and once again the pass is underthrown, and as we mentioned, the Bearcat offense not really looking crisp tonight. The Bearcats...
Hard catch for Eggleston there. He had to kind of turn around on that one, and that's a hard play to make. Looks like Reggie Lewis didn't put everything into that throw.
That'll bring up a 3rd down and 14, and once again, Bearcats having problems deep in TSU territory. As Lewis looks up, has a man looking for Eggleston, just overthrows him that time. Coverage on the play for Texas Southern by the strong safety, Jimmy Moore, but once again, the pass goes incomplete, and Billy Hayes, who has already missed 2 field goals tonight, comes on to try another one from short distance.
One he missed just shortly ago, he should have had. That was a chip shot. He missed it. Wide left. Let's see. The ball's marked on the right hash mark now. A little bit easier shot for a field goal kicker. He was marked on the left side.
35-yard attempt out of the hold of Bart Bradley. He didn't get much into this one, and it hits the upright and goes through. Really hit that time. Really didn't get much on that football. I thought it was going to be short. It came down, hit the crossbar.
You don't see that happen very often. Hit the middle crossbar, hopped up and went over.
So with 4 minutes and 58 seconds to go, Bearcats now lead at 17-7.
Possibly the hold on there for Bart Bradley. I don't know if he didn't get the ball down all the way or not, but obviously Billy Hayes did not get all the foot in that one. This program will be used, Blacklight. This program will be used as the educational tool for all races using poetry and theater readings by Black authors. Pantomime will be used for visual aids in the program. It's Mondays at 7:30 right here on Cable Channel 7. (17-7) now the score. The Bearcats up here in the third quarter. 4:58 remaining.
So Roland Cravey, a running back, is back deep along with Davis Smith. As Jerome Heim has it teed up at the 35-yard line. 4 minutes, 58 seconds to go. Here in the third quarter, Bearcats now extend their lead to 17-7. Heim's kickoff is high. It will come down to Smith at about the 13. He returns up across the 25.
The special teams coverage for the Bearcats on that one. Short kick by Heim. They're in a spot at the 28-yard line.
Malcolm Royal on the tackle on the special teams as the Texas Southern Tigers will scrimmage 1st and 10. Ball at the 28-yard line. And once again, Sean Cook remains on the bench as Texas Southern goes with Clinton Brewster at quarterback. He will have Mark Christensen and 34, Terrence Shepard in the backfield. Or check it, it's Johnson in the backfield. As Brewster is hit on the play, 59 that time. Andre Finley from his defensive end spot stops the quarterback, Clinton Brewster, for no gain on that play, maybe even lost a yard.
Brewster surprisingly still in there. I don't really understand that. Sean Cook having a pretty good ball game here in the first half at least. Second half,
Well, in the first half he was 13, or checking, he was 14 of 26 for 120 yards. As the handoff goes to number 32, it's Rodney Cox on the carry. He will have about 3 yards on that play. We'll bring up so the Texas Southern will be faced with a 3rd down and 7 situation. Ball at the 31-yard line. Davis Smith is wide to the left side. Number 3, Charlie Levy, is wide to the right. Brewster looking to throw, airs it up, trying to get it over the middle on the slant pattern to number 16, Davis Smith. Lonnie went over the head of Lonnie Wilson. Number 88 is Leish Adams, who is back on defense. 4th and 7 for Texas Southern, and number 13, Curtis Neal, comes on to punt to Billy Anderson. Neal has really had a poor day punting the ball so far. Had one partially blocked, had the next one almost blocked. Billy Anderson returns, now finds a crease, but will be knocked down across the 35 to about the 37-yard line.
Tackle made by Carl Grant of TSU. He's a backup linebacker. Pretty good field position for the Bearcats. It's going to be marked on the 37-yard line. 3:27 left here in the 3rd quarter.
The Bearcats will come out on offense with Victor Henry wide to the left side, Keith Willis wide to the right, J.J. Middleton and Luther Turner are the setbacks behind Reggie Lewis at quarterback. Lewis, play fake. Now looking downfield, has a man wide open. Keith Willis turns it up at across the 40-yard line. He will be down at the 36.
Reggie Lewis had all day that time, plenty of time to throw the ball. Offensive line blocking very nicely with Keith Willis wide open. A lot of green behind him. He picks up big yardage. Ball now on the 37-yard line of TSU. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats.
Reggie Lewis looks like a busted play that time. 64 on the, 54 on the tackle for Texas Southern. Kevin Harris, does it look like the backs went one way and Reggie Lewis went the other way.
Terry Smith also in on the tackle for TSU. 2 guys, something obviously went wrong on that one.
Officially a loss of 7-yard line, back the ball up to the 44-yard line as Keith Willis is wide to the left side along with Victor Henry. Reggie Lewis hands off on the draw play, J.J. Middleton, and that play will go nowhere as a whole host of Texas Southern Tigers, including the linebacker Terrence Crump for Texas Southern.
Billy Anderson in for the Bearcats. Victor Henry out. 3rd down and 17, ball on the 44-yard line.
Keith Willis is wide to the left side as Billy Anderson goes wide to the right. Split backs behind Lewis as Lewis retreats to throw. Now tries to set up the screen. Has Middleton, he's got running room. He'll be across the 35, needs a block. He'll be dragged down across the 35-yard line. Number 70 on the tackle, Michael Whitley. We're checking Tracy Donovan on the tackle for Texas Southern.
It's going to be a 1st down for the Bearcats. Big yardage for J.J. Middleton. Credit Reggie Lewis for finding him. Good pass. 1st and 10, ball on the 24-yard line.
the Bearcats are back in business, but they've been in this situation 3 times already this game, and when they've only come out with 3 points on that last field goal. So they've had a lot of problems deep inside TSU territories. Reggie Lewis looking to throw. He's got a wide open wide receiver. That's Ivan Speck will make the reception at the 10-yard line. Flag down on the play. I believe the penalty will be against Sam Houston. Ineligible downfield will be the call, so back the Bearcats up and nullify a nice play that time as Ivan Speck, a backup tight end, was in there, caught the pass from Reggie Lewis.
Once again, another stupid mental mistake by the Bearcats. That's cost him about 3 times tonight already.
It seems like when they've gotten deep into TSU territory, they have made a lot of mistakes, that being one of them. And like we said earlier in the broadcast, the Bearcats really just haven't looked real sharp offensively. Their plays haven't had the execution. They haven't been executing like they have in the past, and they just seem to be playing sloppy, and they're not getting the ball in the end zone.
Ball now spotted at the 30-yard line. For the Bearcats, it's going to be first down and about 10.
Reggie Lewis.
Check that, make it 15, first and 15 for the Bearcats.
Flags down, as I believe the Texas Southern defense will be called for offsides. Offsides defense, so move the ball up to the 25-yard line, and that makes it a little bit better for the Bearcats, as they will now be faced with a first and 10 situation instead of first and 15.
Under a minute to play, 50 seconds left here in the first period.
Billy Anderson wide to the left side with Keith Willis wide to the right. I formation, Middleton and Turner behind Reggie Lewis. Bearcats leading at 17-7. Handoff goes to the deep back, Turner. He's got running room. He will trip down across the 15-yard line. 26 for TSU. Alvin Williams, defensive back, up to touch him down. Actually, Turner appeared to slip down.
Victor Henry in for Billy Anderson. The offensive line continues to make those holes for Luther Turner tonight. Big holes for him all night long.
Turner in the first half only had 8 rushes. He had 30 yards. Middleton 8 rushes, 42 yards in the first half. And as they stretch the trains from across the way, it will be good enough for the first 10. So it's spotted officially at the 14-yard line, and the Bearcats will be faced with a first down and 10 situation. Ball spotted at the 14. As Reggie Lewis looks over the TSU defense, he has Willis wide to the left, Victor Henry wide to the right. Handoff goes to Luther Turner. He will be inside the 10-yard line, tackled by a whole host of Texas Southern Tigers, and he drags him down close to the 5-yard line. Good surge and good leg movement, good strength that time by Luther Turner.
They're going to mark it back up, though. For some reason, I don't know why, he kept moving. His legs were continually...
I think they blew the whistle. They blew the whistle when they had Turner stacked up. In any event, they will spot the ball at the 9-yard line. Give him a gain of 6 yards on that play and bring up the second down and 4. So we've come to the end of the third quarter of play. 15 minutes remain in this one. Bearcats on top, 17-7.
Beginning of this month, tune in for Artworks with your host, Kevin Davis. Kevin will be demonstrating basic drawing techniques and perspective for young and old. Don't miss it. Artworks right here on Cable Channel 7. Coming this fall to Cable 7 is Variety Showcase, the show that glistens with local entertainers. Variety Showcase only on Cable Channel 7. We're heading into the final period here at Bearcat Stadium, 17-7 the score. Bearcats threatening to score again.
Ball at the 9-yard line, second down and 5 situation. 2 tight end alignment, 1 wide receiver, that's Victor Henry. Deep pitch goes to Luther Turner. He will be inside the 5-yard line. He will be about a yard short of the first down. Spotted at the 5 and bring up a third down and 1 situation. 5-yard line is the spot for football. Third down and 1. Luther Turner, J.J. Middleton are the backs. Double tight end set. Billy Anderson is the lone receiver. Luther Turner will burst into the end zone for the touchdown. Luther Turner from 5 yards out, and the Bearcats go up 23-7 with the extra point attempt to come. Good run that time as Luther Turner kept his legs moving and got into the end zone.
Nice run by Turner. He used those strong legs he's got. He just pushed his way into the end zone. A big play for the Bearcats. They needed something like this now. The extra point, they can take a commanding lead. 14 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Billy Hayes on for the extra point attempt.
Out of the hold of Bart Bradley, Billy Hayes' extra point attempt is up and good. So with 14 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this football game, your new score, Sam Houston State 24, Texas Southern 7.
Community events, special services, and general information of interest to the Huntsville area are just some of the topics discussed on 15 Minutes, coming this fall on cable channel 7. You say you've got too much to do and not enough time to do it? Are the pressures of school and your job getting too much for you to handle? And it's time for Stress Watch. Stress Watch, that is. Join Cassandra Baker and her assistant Belinda Frenada for solutions to time management and helpful tips to handle stress only on cable channel 7. That's coming this fall Wednesdays at 9 p.m. 14:20 left in the fourth quarter. Bearcats take a commanding lead 24-7. Reggie Lewis and the offense beginning to click a little bit better. It's taking them a little bit longer, Rod, tonight to get it going.
Maybe that last touchdown will be the start of maybe a little bit of offense to come here in the fourth quarter as 16 Davis and 28 Roland Cravey are back deep. It comes down to Davis Smith. He returns and Meldon Mickles misses the tackle. Up top, number 21 for Sam Houston State. John Buffa, backup defensive back, comes up to make the tackle. And once again, a lot of arm tackling on the special teams.
Sean Cook now returns to the TSU offense. Apparently, Coach Lionel Taylor wanted to take a look at his backup, see what he can do, but apparently he didn't do anything. So Sean Cook back in there to run the offense for the Tigers.
Pitch back comes to the deep back. He will be dragged out of bounds. Checking on the carry. Davis Smith is now checked into the backfield. Donnie Bolthauser will make the tackle on that play. As Davis Smith has played the wide receiver spot, has returned the kicks, and now is checked into the backfield.
We got a punter who's a tight end and a returner who's a running back. So
a lot of diversity in these Southwestern Athletic Conference teams. Two receivers go wide to the right side. Levy is wide to the left. As Sean Cook gets the pass over to number 85.
Sean Cook is complete to Gilbert Ramirez. Delris Gay on the tackle.
Delris Gay on the tackle for the Bearcats. Got his hand in there, but just a little bit too late. Sean Cook comes out firing once again. He's going to need to do that. The Tigers find themselves down by 17 points with only 13 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
Two receivers to the right. Charlie Levy is the lone receiver to the left. Now pitch back comes once again. Davis Smith out of the backfield.
Davis Smith
tripped up. Delrich Gay makes the tackle. Got some help on the play by number 94, Darrell Middleton, the defensive tackle. Bring up second down and 9 for Texas Southern. Lloyd Powell is checked into the defensive secondary at free safety. As Sean Cook looks to the right, now has a man wide open, and he drops the football. Number 3, Charlie Levy, the wide receiver, had that one go in and out of his hands.
He was wide open, had a chance to catch that ball and get some more yardage after the catch, but popped right off of his hands. Good throw by Sean Cook there. 3rd down and 9 for TSU. Ball marked at the 31-yard line of the Tigers.
So 3rd down and 9, ball at the 31. 2 receivers go to the left side and one chicken to the right side. Levy is to the right. Now pressure by Bolthauser, and he will pin down the quarterback, Sean Cook. And it's going to be a punting situation, and that time Bolthauser up from his linebacker spot to get the sack.
Bolthauser really impressed me since he's got that starting job after the injury. He's done a very good job the last 3 ball games. He's gone in there, pressured the quarterback very often.
This time the punt by Curtis Neal is taken by Anderson. He avoids a couple tackles and gets across the 40-yard line, spot him down at about the 43, where the Bearcat offense will take over on offense. Reggie Lewis is still the quarterback. Looks like Jerry Waddy has checked in at a running back along with James Short. So
Victor Henry also in.
So Waddy, the junior fullback out of Bowling, Texas, checks in. James Shorts is the tailback. Play action pass. Now Reggie Lewis looking to throw, and the ball is in and out of the hands that time. The defender on the play, number 33, Denny Moore, and that time Reggie Lewis missed Keith Willis badly.
3rd quarter statistics for TSU. The big key here, the Bearcat defense continues to hold the rushing down for the Tigers. 19 rushes, minus 15 yards for TSU through 3 quarters.
Reggie Lewis will hand the ball off to the D-back. That's James Shorts. Has a little running room, but the strong safety that time, Denny Moore, comes up to hit James Shorts that time. Gain of 5. As number 58 for TSU, Terrence Crump, middle linebacker, is down on the field. Looking at 3rd quarter statistics, total yardage, Sam Houston 297 as opposed to only 105 yards of total offense by TSU. In the passing department, Reggie Lewis is only 5 of 10 for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. Brian Osterhaus, 2 of 5, 1 interception and 18 yards passing for Osterhaus. TSU, Cook is 14 of 28 for 120 yards, and Brewster was 0 for 1. Pass receiving, J.J. Middleton, 2 catches, 27 yards. Ricky Eggleston, 1 catch for 12 yards.
A reminder that the Bearcats will continue Southland Conference action next week. They're going to travel to Dallas to take on a tough North Texas ball club in Denton. North Texas has played the likes of Oklahoma this year. Didn't fare too well against them, but they have a lot of good talent. It's going to be a great matchup between the Bearcats and North Texas.
Well, they're a very diversified team, Randy. They run the wishbone offense and the run and shoot, and those are about as different as night and day. As the run and shoot is a primary passing offense, the wishbone a primary running offense, and they run them both, and they do a lot of things out of those formations, so that's really confusing on opposing defenses, and they could really give the Sam Houston defense a lot of problems. Set to return to action, 3rd down and 6, ball at the 27-yard line. Reggie Lewis straight back to throw, now is rush, tries to set up a middle screen to Middleton. He'll have it, but only gain 2 yards on the play, short the 1st down, and the punt team will come on for Sam Houston.
It looks like a flag's down. It could have been a late hit, possibly on Reggie Lewis.
Roughing the passer, the preliminary indication against TSU. So that penalty will move the Bearcats Bearcats into Tiger territory, down to about the 35-yard line. Referee will spot the ball right at the 35, 15 big ones, and the Bearcats have new life in TSU territory.
Following their game against North Texas, the Bearcats will stay on the road again. They're going to travel to Beaumont to take on Lamar. And the week after that, they'll be home. That'll be homecoming against Northwestern Louisiana. That one right here at Bearcat Stadium on Halloween night.
High formation behind Reggie Lewis as he hands the ball off to the deep back. That's James Shorts. Evades a couple tackles, spins off. Good run that time by James Shorts as he looked dead in the water back behind the line of scrimmage. Avoided a couple tackles, spun out, and picked up good yardage.
The main thing for running backs to do is keep those legs moving. The more you keep them moving, it's harder for those guys to bring you down. And a good job by James Shorts on that one.
11 yards on the carry for Shorts. Bring the ball up to the 24-yard lines as James Lopez and Billy Anderson are both wide to the left side. Reggie Lewis will pitch to the deep back. That's Shorts. He'll be across the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
James Schwartz, gain of 5 to the 19.
So he'll be down to the 19, give him a gain of 5 yards on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 5. 95 for Sam Houston. Tim Rohn, split in, has checked into the ballgame as Coach Rattleman is utilizing a lot of flavors here late in this ballgame with the Bearcats leading at 24-7. Rohn and Lopez are wide to the left as handoff goes. J.J. Middleton's got running room. He will score. 18 yards away. J.J. Middleton showing outstanding moves. Took that one up the middle, found the crease of the defense, and takes it in 18 yards for the touchdown. Bearcats lead it 30-7 with the extra point attempt to come.
Good piece of running by J.J. Middleton. He cut across the left side, found a gap. He grabbed it and followed his way into the end zone. Nobody even touched him. Bearcats about to make this thing a blowout. In the process, Billy Hayes with the extra point attempt.
Out of the hold of Bart Bradley, it's blocked. There's a flag down. The Tigers may have been offside. You know, the Bearcats have scored 30 points, and with this extra point, 31. And, you know, it may, I guess, Randy, it comes down to the fact that we've been used to seeing so much offense, but it really, even though you look at the scoreboards and see 30 points up there, it really, from our vantage point, hasn't looked like the Bearcats have done a whole lot offensively.
They haven't. All of a sudden here in the fourth quarter, they got it going. Reggie Lewis started to get hot, and for the most part of the game, though, it was a very flat offense for the Bearcats. It was offsides on TSU. Billy Hayes will try it again here.
Out of the hold of Bart Bradley, extra point attempt. Another flag is down. This kick is good. And another
flag down. Unsportsmanlike conduct is going to be on somebody.
So we have 2 flags down, so the referee's going to have to do a little bit of sorting this one out, as they have had a lot of problems sorting things out. First is a penalty is an offsides against Texas Southern, and then a dead ball personal foul against Sam Houston.
Really no need for that personal foul for the Bearcats. They're up by 24 points. No need to be doing that. It's going to be offsetting penalties. Apparently the extra point will stand.
Yeah, because the personal foul against Sam Houston was a dead ball foul. So the offsides is good. The penalty will be good.
They'll mark it off on the kickoff.
15 yards, so Jerome Heim will have to kick off from the 20-yard line. Texas Southern could get very good field position out of this as the Bearcats lead it 31-7.
Start your day off on Channel 7 with the all-new Huntsville This Morning. That's from 8:30 to 9 a.m. Monday through Thursdays. Catch up on the current events of the community with Channel 7's morning television program, Huntsville This Morning. That's Monday through Thursdays at 8:30 right here on cable Channel 7. Referee will mark it off 15 yards back. They'll tee it up from the 25-yard line. 10:51 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Bearcats leading it 31-7.
Be interesting to see what Coach Ron Randleman does with Reggie Lewis. I see Brian Osterhouse warming up. It may be a good idea to bring Osterhouse back in, give him some more snaps, give Reggie Lewis a rest.
Well, with the 31-7 lead, the Bearcats can afford to play a few of their backup players. Davis Smith will return the ball across the 30-yard line.
32, first down, Texas Southern.
Charles Livingston, a backup defensive back, makes the tackle on the special teams.
Texas A&I 36, Lamar Simmons.
So they will take over first and 10 at the 32-yard line. Sean Cook remains at quarterback. He will have Andre Booker and Wiggins at a wide receiver spot. Now he will hand the ball off straight up the middle. Number 14, Rudy Johnson on the carry. He will go for short yardage, maybe a gain of 1 yard on the play. And he'll bring up a second down and 9. So clock runs, 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in this football game as Charlie Levi is split to the left side. Two receivers go to the right, double backs behind Sean Cook. He'll look for the quick pass. Odie Harris on the coverage that time. So the pass to Levy is incomplete, and will bring up a third down and 9.
39 for Texas Southern, 33-yard line.
28 for Texas Southern. Roland Cravey checks into the ball game. This 14, Rudy Johnson, comes out. And passing down here for Sean Cook and TSU.
Third down and 9, ball on the 33-yard line up TSU. TSU trying to get some offense going here in the fourth quarter.
Sean Cook hands the ball off the backfield. Number 28 that time, Roland Cravey gets the ball. He'll lose yardage.
Leish Adams
makes the tackle.
Nice play. He one-handed that tackle. Good, strong play by Leish Adams. He just pulled him down for a loss. That's going to bring up a 4th and 15 punting situation. Curtis Neal back for TSU. Billy Anderson back for the Bearcats.
Low line drive punt taken by Anderson. He'll fall down at the 35-yard line. So the Bearcat offense will go on offense at first and 10 at the 35-yard line. And I see a whole host of changes now as Jerry Waddy and Ricky Davis are in the backfield. 87 for Sam Houston State. Ivan Speck is checked in a tight end position. James Lopez is wide to the right. Victor Henry is wide to the left. So the fullback is Jerry Waddy. Tailback Ricky Davis, a promising young player. As the handoff goes to the first back through, that's the fullback, Jerry Waddy. He will go for short yardage, maybe a gain of only 1 yard on the play. Give him a gain of 2 yards on the play to bring up a second down and 8.
Tim Roman for the Bearcats, split in number 95. He'll be wide left, saying John Lopez.
Roan
James
wide
Lopez,
left, James Lopez wide to the right. Ricky Davis and Jerry Waddy are the setbacks. I formation behind the quarterback, Brian Osterhouse. Hands it off. Ricky Davis, watch him. He's got speed. He'll be across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. And I mentioned keep an eye on this guy because he is a promising young back. He may be the spectacular superstar back of the future for Sam Houston State.
Nice run for him on that one. Big hole, and he found it.
Davis, only a freshman, tailback, 6'1", 198, out of Fort Worth Everman High School. So Victor Henry is wide to the right as Lopez is wide to the left. Reggie Lewis, or Checkett Osterhouse, rolls out, now buys himself some time. He's going to turn it upfield and run. He'll have good yardage as he goes across the 25-yard line.
He faked him out on that one. He pump faked, and the TSU defenders bought it. Good run.
Yeah, good run that time. Hit on the play by 33, the strong safety, Denny Moore, but a good run that time by Osterhaus. So 1st and 10, spot the ball up to the 22-yard line as the Bearcats have substituted a lot of players in there now. Anderson wide to the right, Lopez wide to the left, I formation. Handoff goes to the D-back, that's Ricky Davis. He's got running room across the 15-yard line. Good yardage that time by the freshman. Clock continues to run. 7:44 and counting here in the football game.
That was a nice block by number 95, Tim Rome on that one. He helped get that hole open. He comes out, though. Victor Henry in for the Bearcats.
Tim Rome is a split-in 5'10", 160 freshman out of Big Sandy, Texas. Big Sandy High School. Bearcats are taking Texas Southern will call a timeout. Osterhaus goes over to confer with coaching staff with 7 minutes and 31 seconds to go in this football game. It's the Cats 31, TSU 7.
Are you tired of cafeteria food? Do you want to impress your girlfriend? Join host Kevin Davis every day here on cable channel 7 for some tasty cuisine on the Bachelor Show. That's right here on cable channel 7. Guys, are you tired? Oh, I just read this and I don't think I'll read it again. It's gonna make me hungry if we start talking about that food. I don't want to do that.
7 minutes, 31 seconds. Bearcats look in control of this one, as they may try to put some more points on the football, but right now, Randy, I think they're just trying to give some of their backups a little bit of game time playing experience. But you know, those guys are hungry and they're going to be trying to push it into the end zone.
They are. Those guys want to try to impress Coach Ron Randleman, trying to get some more playing time, maybe later on down the line. They're going to give it all they have tonight.
2nd down and 2 is the last run, went for 8 yards from Ricky Davis. So to bring up a 2nd down and 2, ball at the 14-yard line. Lopez is wide to the right with Victor Henry wide to the left, I formation. Jerry Whitey, the fullback. The handoff goes to the deep back. That's Ricky Davis, got running room inside the 5, stays on his feet down to the 1-yard line. And Randy McIlvoy, Ricky Davis really looks good tonight.
He is. He's impressing me very much. He's got great speed. Finds those holes, really agile out there.
So clock continues to run with 7 minutes, 27 seconds to go. Wholesale changes for Texas Southern on defenses. They look like they just switched out 11 players. Looks like a Chinese fire drill down there in the Texas Southern defense. I don't think they're going to be able to get everybody off the field. Handoff goes. Ricky Davis in for the touchdown from 1 yard out.
Flag on the play. They probably didn't get off the field.
Now, it'll probably be a penalty for 12 men on the field. The touchdown probably will stand as the referee calls it against Texas Southern, so decline the penalty. Touchdown. Bearcats lead it now 37-7.
Billy Hayes on for the extra point. It's 7 minutes exactly left here in the 4th period. A lot of guys getting some playing time tonight. It's really nice to see that defense doing the job they're doing. They're not doing a bad job. They're giving up some yardage, but as far as points is concerned, they're tough. 7 points only through 3.5 periods.
Well, they gave up those short passes in the first half, but I think the Bearcat defense has adjusted well, and the Texas Southern offense has gone nowhere to speak of here in the 2nd half. The Tigers tried bringing in Clinton Brewster to quarterback. That didn't work. They brought Sean Cook back in, but late in the 3rd quarter and halfway through the 4th quarter, the Texas Southern offense has not been able to produce very much yardage at all. So Lionel Taylor is discussing things with his Texas Southern troops down here on the near sideline as Billy Hayes looks to up the Bearcat lead to 31 points as the Bearcats lead at 37-7.
Somehow the Bearcats are going to manage to get those upper 30, 40 points per game. They're going to find a way to do it tonight.
He started out rather slowly, but have come back strong here in the second half. They had good yardage in the first half, but just weren't able to punch the ball in the end zone. They have come back, and they have been able to do that here in the second half. So with 7 minutes to go in the game, Billy Hayes to attempt out of the hold of Bart Bradley. Ball is down, kick is up, on its way. The kick is good, and with 7 minutes exactly to play in this football game, it's now Bearcats 38, TSU 7. So a lot of second stringers have been getting an opportunity here in the fourth quarter. They have produced as they drove down the field that time to pick up the touchdown. The touchdown drive capitalized by the 1-yard run from the freshman Ricky Davis.
38-7 the score here at Bearcat Stadium. 7 minutes left. Fans starting to empty out on the other side for the Bearcats. And a pretty nice crowd tonight. Not bad.
Good crowd. I think it's just about that time in Huntsville, and everybody's going to get cranked up and go out and celebrate the Bearcat victory tonight. For 7 minutes, Bearcats had this game very well in hand, but I think it's important that the Bearcats played well tonight because they have a real tough game coming up next weekend in Denton as they will face the Mean Green of North Texas State up in Denton. That should be a good ball game, a good test for the Bearcat defense. As Davis Smith takes it in his end zone now, gets the ball to the outside, will be run out of bounds at about the 19-yard line.
That will be a good ball game in Denton. After that, they go to Beaumont to take on Lamar. So two big Southland Conference games on the road. If they can win those two, they're going to be in very good shape. They're going to come home after that for Northwestern Louisiana.
Northwestern Louisiana, a team that has always given the Bearcats a lot of problems. In fact, the only Gulf Star Conference team to beat the Bearcats the last 2 seasons. Northwestern State, we were up there in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Rusty Slack, the quarterback, outstanding, but they have a running back, John Stevens, who had 200 yards against Sam Houston as the pass almost intercepted that time. 46 on the play for Sam Houston. That's Don Clem from his linebacking spot. I think he knocked that one away.
6:48 left here in the fourth quarter, and Rod, this may be a long 6:48. This TSU's going to start passing the ball. If it keeps being intercepted, this could be a long 6 minutes.
So Brewster is back out at quarterback for Texas Southern. He will hand the ball straight up the middle. 28, Roland Cravey will go inside the 20, or check it. He will be across the 20, spot the ball at the 22-yard line. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 situation.
Talford Thompson on the tackle for the Bearcats. Donnie Bolthauser out for the Bearcats.
Clinton Brewster, 6'1", 190-pound quarterback sophomore out of Texarkana. As Davis Smith is wide to the left side, 2 receivers go to the right. Split backs behind the quarterback, Clinton Brewster. Brewster under a heavy rush, now heaves it up there. Had a man open for a moment, that was 85 on the play. Gilbert Ramirez.
Southwest Conference schools in the second half.
So a punting situation. 3rd down and 7, or check it, 4th down and 7.
Fourth quarter, Arkansas 17, Texas Christian 10.
Back to punt as the punt is going to be taken by James Lopez. He will be down at about the 40-yard line. He will fall down. The Bearcats will take over 1st and 10.
5:45 left here in the fourth quarter.
Bearcats operate on offense with Brian Osterhaus at quarterback. Or check it, the Bearcats have a new quarterback as the handoff goes across the 40-yard line to Ricky Davis. He will have 2 yards. As number 12, Pat Harris has checked into the ballgame for Sam Houston State. Pat Harris, a sophomore quarterback, 5'9", 179, sophomore out of Mesquite, Texas. So Pat Harris is in at quarterback. Montgomery as there's a mix-up in the line of scrimmage. Temper starting to fly as Harris really never got that snap.
Harris loses 2 to the 40.
TSU with only 1 timeout remaining. I don't know if they'll even try to stop the clock or not, but they've got 1 left if they need it.
Tim Rohn is wide to the right side as James Lopez goes wide to the left. Split backs, Davis and Daryl Montgomery behind Pat Harris. He'll hand it off to Montgomery. He'll have short yardage, perhaps a gain of only 1 yard on the play. But the clock continues to run with 4 minutes, 27 seconds to go. The Bearcats just trying to run some time off the clock as 32 for TSU. Rodney Cox along with Davis Smith are back deep to receive Bart Bradley's punt. Bradley gets off a nice punt. Fair catch is called for and taken.
Flag down on the play. I don't know what that could be.
Rodney Cox corrals the punt.
Maybe he was a little bit too close since he called a fair catch. I think you have to give him a certain amount of
3 yards. You have to give him 3 yards. You cannot come any closer than 3 yards until he catches the football. So the penalty will go against Sam Houston. Mark it off at 5 yards. So the wide receivers, Davis Smith is to the left side as Brewster looks to throw, heaves it up, has a man wide open. The ball is picked off by Delridge Gay, and yes, they will give it to Bearcats. I didn't know if Gay had the interception or they had skipped the ball. And that time the wide receiver, 85, or check it, he's wearing 85. He's not listed as an 85. That's Gilbert Ramirez. And as you...
The flag on the play, though. Let's see who is it on. It's going to be on the Bearcats.
Of course, the Bearcats intercepted another pass, and that's happened twice tonight.
Delridge Gay a little bit upset. I've been talking to Delridge. He's been wanting one of those interceptions. He got it.
And it got nullified as the penalty was roughing the passer against Sam Houston State. So that's the 3rd time tonight, Randy, the Bearcats have had an interception nullified. The pass from Brewster completed Davis Smith. Now he'll outrun a couple of defenders. Now fumbles the football. Bearcats have it, pouncing on it for Sam Houston, number 70. Todd Jones, a defensive tackle. Russell Knapp got a good hit that time on Smith as he caught the ball, tried to return the ball across the field, hit by Knapp, and the ball was recovered by Todd Jones. The Bearcats get the ball right back, and they got a chance to work a little time off the clock now.
This is a good opportunity for Pat Harris to get some snaps in. He's probably going to be the backup quarterback next year to Brian Osterhaus.
Handoff goes to the first back through. That's Daryl Montgomery, fights off a couple tackles. Good, hard running that time by the fullback, Daryl Montgomery, and the youngster looked enthused as he fought for every yard on that play.
He did. He looked very tough on that one.
Gain of 10 yards on the play, move the ball out to the 42-yard line where it's 1st and 10. Bearcats leading in this football game, 38-7. Clock runs under 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Daryl Montgomery and Ricky Davis, the setback handle. The snap was fumbled as Ricky Davis still gets the ball up across the 40-yard line down to about the 43, maybe the 44. So a gain of 5 yards on that play for Ricky Davis. And the clock continues to run. The Bearcats are eating time off the clock and getting close to that victory.
Pat Harris, a little bit rusty there. All he does is work out in practice. He doesn't have an opportunity to do this in games, but it would be good for him to do something good in this game, get some confidence, because he's going to need it next year with Reggie Lewis departing for the Bearcats.
Pat Harris rolls out. He'll be across the 30-yard line, and he is stuck over there on the far sideline. Number 99, Carl Grant, the linebacker, came up to greet Pat Harris in this football game.
Welcome to college football.
But a good gain that time as the run goes for 6 yards down to the 30. So it's a first down carry for the quarterback, Pat Harris, as Lopez goes wide to the left side and Gary Bolden is wide to the right. Montgomery and Ricky Davis are the setbacks. Daryl Montgomery, good, tough running. He'll be inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line. Gain of 4 yards on that play will bring up a second down and 6 for the Bearcats.
Tim Rome in for the Bearcats. Gary Bolden out. John Lopez also in for Sam Houston.
So I think the Bearcats will just be content to run a few more plays and secure this victory. Pat Harris pitches to the deep back. That's Ricky Davis. Finds it tough going across the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Gain of 3 yards on the play will bring up a third down and 2 situation. If the Bearcats can convert on this third down play, they will probably only have to fall on the football. So Pat Harris operates at quarterback. He sends Lopez to the right and Gary Bolden to the left. Handoff goes Ricky Davis. Good yardage inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. Good gain that time. Another first down, and that should just about do it for this football game.
Before this game's over with, I want to recognize the crew here for Cable Channel 7 here on this in this game against Texas Southern here. The cameraman was Mr. Mike Sanders. Running audio and VTR was Mr. Dan Bonner, and the executive producer of Sam Houston State Bearcat football on Cable Channel 7 is Dr. Lindsey Pack. I want to thank all of those people who helped us out tonight. We needed it.
2-yard gain that time by Ricky Davis brings up a second down and 8 situation. 45 now, 44, 43 seconds to go in this football game, and the Bearcats are just going to be content to run this one out.
We're going to have more football for you next week. We'll be there at Denton, Texas, as the Bearcats take on North Texas.
Fouts Field in Denton, Texas, the site of next week's game between the Bearcats and Texas Southern, as I don't think the Bearcats will have to run another play in this football game. The clock runs down to 18, 17, now 16 seconds. Randy, I can't say it's been a beautiful gameplay by the Bearcats, because it hasn't, as Pat Harris under center will take the last snap. Now roll out, turn it up at the 10, at the 5. He wants the touchdown. He got it. He got it. Pat Harris takes it in for the touchdown.
That is not a bad way to end this ball game. Pat Harris, I know he's a happy man. Reggie Lewis and Brian Osterhouse really pulling for him on the sidelines. You can tell, giving him high fives, patting him on the back.
The whole team is over there congratulating Pat Harris. And you know, that's a good confidence builder for a young football player when he comes in and gets a taste of success like Pat Harris just did there. So Pat Harris scores. The Bearcats, I assume, will come on to kick the extra point. I know that a lot of people would think, why didn't the Bearcats fall on the football? And in most circumstances, they probably would have. But you've got to consider, they were playing with a lot of their third-string players, and you're not going to put those kids out there and tell them, hey, look, fall on the football. They're going to give it everything they got, and it shows showed on that play is Pat Harris could smell the goal line. He took it in for the touchdown. Bearcats lead it 44-7 with the extra point attempt to come. Now this will end the ball game. Out of the hold of Bart Bradley, extra point attempt is up, and it is good. The final score from Bearcat Stadium in Huntsville tonight in the first conference game, because this was a designated Southland Conference game. So the Bearcats go to 1-0 in the conference as they win it over Texas Southern 45-7. Quickly, any closing comments from you, Randy McIlvoy?
Well, I was really impressed with the defense. They've been giving up a lot of points in the first few games of the season here. They did a good job tonight, only allowing 7. Although the TSU ball club did accumulate a lot of yards. But as far as the points is concerned, they didn't get it in the end zone. That's something the Bearcats had to work on, and they did it tonight. I was very impressed with the defense. The offense got going a little late, but they still got 45 points somehow.
Still got 45 points. Hard to imagine, but they did. They played well in spots. Defense gave up a little bit on the short passes, but came together, played a very good second half. So that's just going to about do it for Cable Channel's 7's coverage of Sam Houston football here. Don't forget, next week we'll be at Fouts Field in Denton, Texas, as the Bearcats will play another Southland Conference game against North Texas State University. So I'm Rod Sydlik for Randy McIlvoy. Our final score tonight, Sam Houston 45, Texas Southern 7.
Good night, everybody.
So long, everybody.